Tell me what you want out of this club. You know you're nasty. Move around in my house, call a taxi. I'm picky with my women, I'm deciding. Call me to your pivot, I'm sliding. I'm picky with my women, I'm deciding. Call me to your pivot, I'm sliding. First things first, let me get that introduction. We on the long road to self-destruction. You so in love, you wanna tell me nothing. Let me get this clear, cause I had no idea. First, let me get that
Again.
Beat it up like.
First, beat it up like. I'm beating with my beat it up like. I'm just beat it up like. First things first, let me get that introduction. We on the long road to self-destruction. You so in love, you wanna tell me nothing. Let me get this clear, cause I had no idea. First, let me get that I'm playing with my bitch, I'm just
What's up, everybody? It's here. It's the All About the Birds NFL Draft Spectacular. We're live. We're going to be breaking down the entire first round up until the Eagles pick at what spot, Chip?
As of right now, 12.
Yeah,
as of
okay.
right now,
I know
12.
you think 18, but there's a lot of stuff fluctuating and a lot of things happening. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure you click share and follow us. If you're on Twitter, follow us, retweet it. If you're on YouTube, make sure you click subscribe. Turn notifications on all sites. I know we're going to get a lot of new viewers tonight. There are a lot of people watching right now, so we appreciate it.
What's up?
What's up? I am Phil Stifle, the Beard of Knowledge. Joined next to me is Jeff Warner NFL. We got Chip Keggy down there, Chip for the Birds. So far, we got Adam Mack and we got Mike Devlin joining the team. We've got a couple other guests that are going to be jumping on throughout the show. Some of us will be jetting out and jetting back, but we're going to be live, breaking down every pick. You already know Trevor Lawrence is going to be number one. But so much else can happen after that. So let's get the two newbies down there. Adam and Mike, welcome to the show. And Adam, first, we'll go with you first. What are your thoughts? What's going to happen tonight?
I think it's going to be pure craziness tonight. I mean, I think the first pick is pretty set in stone. I just got a tweet that, that's going to be the first. Trevor Lawrence is going to be the first pick. But I think I'm not even sure about the Jets. I think after the Jets, just pure craziness. No better way to do it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been in the top 10 of the draft so unpredictable as tonight. Mike?
Well, and one thing that's interesting is that the 49ers, from my understanding, is we're told, listen, pick one was already locked, pick two is already locked. Could y'all shut up and, not say who you're picking? That'd be great because we'd like someone to watch the first 45 minutes of the show.
Yeah. Like, what are your thoughts? Are you in agreement it's going to be complete chaos?
I mean,
is there anything you're expecting that you'd love to see happen?
I mean, the reason this draft has been so fun to follow, it's so unpredictable. Like years in the past, right? We've known who's going to be like the top 5 picks. Like Adam say, we don't know who's going 3. I mean, there's 3 quarterbacks there. We have no idea. They might not even pick. They might trade for Rodgers. So who knows? I mean, anything could happen today.
Yeah, I mean, I've been really busy at work today. The last thing I saw before I got slammed at my shop today was Aaron Rodgers wants out of Green Bay, and then I haven't turned my phone on until I logged on here. So literally anything could happen. Jeff, I was going to ask Jeff if he sees anything floating along here on the internet.
Well, apparently from one of our writers that sent to us on our little group chat from Dave, apparently Mark Schlereth, who's on radio show out in Denver, is saying that the Denver Broncos will not be taking a quarterback with their first-round pick, that it is as close as done. Hang on, let me get the exact quote. He says it's as close to a done deal as can be in regarding the trading for Aaron Rodgers to the Denver Broncos.
It's insane. Denver Broncos, first they get Peyton Manning at the end of his career, win another Super Bowl or two. Now there's a chance that they might get Aaron Rodgers. I mean, yeah, it just blows my mind right now.
That offense
and think
got
about it, it's the same Broncos. It's the same Broncos that just traded for who? Yesterday.
Yeah.
Like we said, 6th round pick for Teddy Bridgewater.
Okay, it didn't matter. It's a 6th round pick for Teddy Bridgewater. That doesn't bother me. They can
I'm just saying they're loading. They're loading their quarterback room.
Yeah. As Adam checks in, I love Adam. Thank you. Plug in my shop there. Get Fox's Pizza. It is the best in town, right, Adam? Yeah. Anyway, Jeff jumped out already.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's going to be bouncing back and forth. Everybody's going to be bouncing back and forth tonight.
Right.
So it's actually an interesting conversation or question here or comment from Rich. Shanahan's drafting for his job. I think a couple different people might be drafting for their jobs at this point.
I agree. I don't think Howie is one of them. Somehow, I don't think that Howie is one of them, but I do agree. I think a lot of these guys are drafting for their jobs because this draft has been so heavily publicized. I mean, maybe it's just because we're, sitting at home, we're able to watch some of these things. But I feel like I know a lot about these players, and the number of quality caliber players, it's high. So if to miss in the first 15 picks, you would really have to screw it up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if he's drafting for his job, man, I mean, you can't go Mac Jones. You just can't. I mean, I don't know. He's just not. He's gonna. I hope not.
Mac Jones shouldn't be taken in the first 2 rounds, in my opinion.
Yeah,
agreed. We talked about that last night. Agreed.
No, I mean, I think there's definitely true that a lot of people are drafting for their jobs. Every GM knows if they're on the hot seat going into the season, and this is truly the start of their attempt to save their jobs. I think if anybody's going to get fired, they know it's very rarely they're going to see someone get fired, out of the blue. They know that they need to turn it around this season, and this is when you start turning around. I think it's a little bit crazy when you say Shanahan's drafting for his job. Was in the Super Bowl 2 years ago, got the injury bug last year. They still have a young team. They have a great pick right now. I think he's nowhere near the hot seat for right now.
Okay. I mean, no one thought Doug Peterson would be on the hot seat. Or out of town so quickly. He just won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So you never know right now.
Very true.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be an exciting night. We're here at the All About the Birds Draft Night Special. The way it's going to work, it's pretty simple. We are here. We're going to talk. We're going to break down the picks. We're going to put the picks up on the screen. And then we're going to take the ESPN away from it all because fact of the matter is I can't hear another sob story about whatever ESPN has dug deep to find. We're going to try to stick to the positivity of these players and then finally realizing their NFL journey. That's the goal for this fine evening.
Yeah.
Here on the All About the Birds Network.
Let's do it. How many trades will happen in the first 15 picks of this draft? I'm saying 15 because that's where the Patriots are. Everybody's expecting them to take Mac Jones at 15, but I still don't see that. But, I think we're going to see at least 2 or 3 trades happen.
Yeah, looking at it, I really feel like there's some dominoes that have to fall first. So if the Broncos do make the move for Rodgers, I think that is going to start an absolute run on quarterbacks quick. I could see in the first, you said the first 15, Phil?
Yeah, in the first 15.
I would say 4 or 5 trades, honestly.
Okay. Mike?
I agree with that. I mean, there's reports that the Saints are looking to move up. Patriots could be looking to move up. I mean, Big Ben is not getting any younger. I mean, maybe the Steelers want to move up. There's a lot of teams in the back end of the draft too that could get some action here.
Come on, the Steelers just re-signed Mason Rudolph to a 1-year deal. Come on now. Their quarterback room is solid right there.
Don't tell
Adam,
me
are we
Garrett
going
back.
to all be disappointed, Adam? And there's going to be like no trades?
No, I think there's going to be trades. I mean, even in a normal, boring NFL draft, there's still a couple trades to go down, even if it's a team trading up 2 or 3 picks.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to see a decent amount of trades. Top 15, I think we're in a quarterback-heavy league. You build your team around the quarterback. There's a lot of teams that are unsure at the quarterback position. And when you have 5 guys who are not going to be available in the 20s, you have to trade up to get them. And I'm a big advocate. If you like a player, you trade up and get him. You don't. Maybe he'll fall. Maybe he won't. We can take this guy if he doesn't.
Yeah.
No. If you like a player, you trade up. Have the capital. You get him.
That's the Russell Wilson effect right there. The Eagles missed out on Russell Wilson because he did not fall to them. And that's kind of one of those examples of why you just you trade up if you have to. I even saw one mock draft today, and I forget who it was, that had 6 quarterbacks going in the first round because they had the Florida kid going at number 31,
Trask?
32.
He's garbage.
Yeah, they had him. Yeah, and it wasn't like a joke. It was a legit – I don't know if it was a PFF guy or I don't remember who I saw it from, but it was a blue checkmark guy. That's all I know.
Trask is at the 3rd round, at best a 3rd round pick.
But again, what did Adam just say? It's a quarterback-driven league, and I might disagree with it. I think there's only one first-round quarterback, in my opinion, of what I've seen on tape. I don't think they're that talented. 2, you're saying, Adam. Who's the second one?
Obviously, everyone knows the consensus is Lawrence, but my quarterback one, Justin Fields, is.
I'm glad you said that. Not Zach Wilson. Justin
No.
Fields is the only other maybe first-round quarterback in this class.
I'm looking at my draft guide, and Zach Wilson has a first-round grade, but it's basically on the line between a first round and a second round.
So, let me ask you this, because I saw this on online today, and I liked it. Who would your so we're obviously all about the Birds. So, who would your dream Eagles at 12 pick be, and who do you think will be the pick at 12? Start with Mike.
I'm going to go first because I put out a tweet today, and it got a lot of reaction, a lot of different comments and all. I said 3 things could happen. They're going to either stay at 12 and get Micah Parsons. They're going to move up to 7, 8, 9 to get Patrick Surtain, or they're going to trade back and get Conway Twitty Pay at 18, 17, 16, wherever it is. They're my 3 things. It's going to be Surtain up, Parsons stay, Pay back. I think it's no doubt about it, defense in the first round for the Eagles.
But so who do you want, though?
Oh, I've said it 1,000 times.
I know you do.
On the show, on everything. I want Micah Parsons. I know Micah Parsons when he was 17 years old had some issues, but I want Micah Parsons. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Right. Mike, what about you? Who's your dream pick, and who is the pick?
I mean, my dream picks, he's not going to be there at 12. I mean, I'm in the boat where I want to move up. I want to go get Jamar Chase or Kyle Pitts. I mean, It's a pass-happy league in the NFL today. You need weapons. I mean, the Eagles, Jalen Reagor maybe is their best weapon right now, which is not a good thing. It's got to be corner or receiver for me in the first, but who do I think they're going to get? I feel like they're going to get Smith, Devontae Smith. I think Howie's going to be obsessed with the fact that he won a Heisman Trophy. I mean, the fan base can't complain about drafting a Heisman Trophy winner. It feels like a safe pick, and it feels like a Howie type of pick.
Before we get to Adam, I got to ask you, Mike, do you really think it's possible for them to trade up far enough to get Pitts or Chase? Because the dream scenario is Pitts or Chase, but I think if they were at 6 and they wanted to move up to 4, that would have been a possibility. But I think going from 12 to 4 or 12 to 5 is just not. It's not even remotely realistic, in my opinion.
It's just the dominoes are just gonna have to fall. I mean,
okay.
I think the Bengals should go offensive tackle at 5. I mean, they have 2 pretty solid receivers. Yeah, I mean,
I agree.
Joe Burrow coming off an injury, you got to protect him. You just drafted him number 1 overall, so you got to.
Right.
And there was rumors over the past week or so that the Dolphins like Jalen Waddle over Jamar Chase. So I mean, they could get the Bama connection back there with Tua and Waddle, and maybe Chase is sitting right there at 7, and the Eagles can move up. And
that would be fair. I think, and we're going to be joined by Jason, our Detroit Lions expert, later on in the show because he's going to react to whatever Detroit does. I think Detroit's a perfect trade partner based off a spot for the Eagles and all.
I got it, Peanut. Don't worry. Don't
All
worry.
right, Adam, your dream scenario, and what do you think is going to actually happen, though?
So dream scenario, kind of what Mike said, it's Kyle Pitts. I've been riding the Kyle Pitts train for, it seems like, forever. Saw the kid play in high school, saw the kid play in college. He's going to tear it up in the NFL. I might be biased that, Mike and I might be biased that, he went to our high school, but, he's the best non-quarterback in this draft by a landslide. He's the best tight end. He's the best wide receiver. I thought, we traded him away when we traded away from 6. I don't think he's going to be there at 6 anyway. So that's obviously the dream scenario. Now that we're at 12, it might be a reach, but Patrick Surtain, if he's there, I think he's the best corner in this draft by a long shot. I don't think him or Horn are going to be there. So my kind of pick is going to be Rashawn Slater, an offensive lineman from Northwestern. As you saw last year, our offensive line just got hurt. They were good, but they got hurt, and then got hurt again, and then got hurt a third time. Can never use too many linemen. I wouldn't even be mad. I wouldn't be happy, but I wouldn't be mad.
I wouldn't be happy. I'll be honest. I wouldn't be happy if Slater is the pick at 12 because we still don't know what we have with Dillard. So there's a first-round pick that we don't have an answer on. We hope that Mailata can now carry this over into another year. There are question marks along the offensive line, but out of all the spots on the entire Eagles roster, that's the one I feel like is maybe the only one that doesn't need a first-round pick. The wide receiving core needs a first-round pick. The quarterback position, look, we have Jalen Hurts, and he deserves a chance, but, we're a quarterback factory, and, we move on. But the defense, this pick has got to be defense. This pick has got it. The Eagles have got to pick defense. Point blank.
Real quick, Trevor Lawrence is being shown wherever he's, for the draft and all. And he looks like he has, what's the point of waiting the full 10 minutes here? Like, he's looking like it's nervous and it's whatever. Dude.
It's in their contract that they have to wait 10 minutes. I'm almost certain.
Why did they wait so long to start the clock on the Jaguars have been on the clock since the season ended. The clock didn't need to start just now. It's just one of those little draft things that annoy the living hell out of me.
Because Kings of Leon had to perform 2 songs. They had to carry out Roger Goodell's chair and then put a Jags fan in it. Okay, and gotcha. Skinny Joe Thomas had to talk to the crowd.
Okay, gotcha. I just need to know why because it's annoying. It bothers me. And there's Mel Kiper. He actually looks like he's lost some hair, surprisingly.
Yeah, he gave it all to Trevor Lawrence.
Love it. So, Adam, did you say that did you go to the same school as Kyle Pitts?
Yeah.
Okay. Because the only thing I know about Kyle Pitts from high school is he literally put up what felt like 2,000 yards against my Unionville high school team, where I didn't go there, but that's where my pizza shop is. That's where I live in the playoff, like the state playoffs. I don't know if it's the semifinals or the finals about 3-4 years ago.
It was my first year coaching at Wood that year.
When you smoked Unionville?
State quarterfinals. I remember
the quarterfinals, that. Yeah. I feed that team. So you guys probably beat him because I fed them too much pizza at Unionville and they got smoked and everything. I just remember that game, and it felt like he put up 250, 300,000 yards against us.
The craziest thing about him is he's 20 years old. He's just a freak. Like, he's still grown into his body. Like, everybody keeps comparing him to Darren Waller, stuff like that. I don't think the NFL has ever seen someone like Kyle Pitts.
Yeah,
no, not at all.
I honestly feel that Kyle Pitts is the best pick in the draft.
For sure.
I think he's the best player in the draft, hands down.
I can't ever say who the best pick is. I have my top 3 in the draft, and I can't really rank them in order. I think it's Trevor Lawrence. I think it's Kyle Pitts, and I think it's Michael Parsons. I think Parsons is obviously 3 out of that on my list. But Lawrence, I don't think there's been a quarterback coming into the draft probably since Andrew Luck that's had the potential and the skill set prepared as Trevor Lawrence and all.
I mean, I disagree with you on that. I think that him playing in the ACC, there are weaker teams in the ACC, whereas, You look at Burrows coming out of the SEC last year and to play at the level. I put Joe Burrows as a better quarterback than Trevor Lawrence easily.
I don't know. I kind of remember. I don't know about you guys. I remember watching Trevor Lawrence's freshman year and thinking this kid's going to be the number 1 pick in his draft, whatever year he comes out into the draft class.
My thing with Lawrence is, I mean, from that point, did he ever get better though? I mean, he's always been this guy that everybody thinks he's the next Andrew Luck, but I mean, I haven't seen it. I mean,
I agree.
I remember right after he won the national championship, ESPN did a top 10 bold predictions for the future. And the first one was Trevor Lawrence is good in 2019 is going to win the first of 2 Heisman Trophy winners. Or if you win 2 Heisman trophies. He didn't win 1. And,
Nope.
We're thought to think that he's this next greatest thing. But, for me, he hid behind the Clemson offense. And Dabo Swinney and Tony Elliott created, in my opinion, the best college offensive scheme in a long time. And I think he was able to hide behind that and, use his game to mold that. I think he'll be a great NFL quarterback, but I don't think he's this next great thing that we're all claiming he is.
Well, all right. So I don't want to. I'm not trying to say that he's going to be this, top 10 quarterback of all time. I just think if you look at the last, how long has it really been that, quarterbacks have been reached for in the first round? 2018, 4 guys went in the top 10. Outside of that, there's 2 or 3 guys. It really seems like the new pattern is you reach for a quarterback in the first round. Since this whole process has started, the last couple of years, I don't think any of the guys. If you look at I always keep going back to 2018 because they had 4 guys in the top 10, like could happen tonight. I think Trevor Lawrence coming into the draft has a higher ceiling or showed more than anybody did in college in 2018. The Rosens, the Allens, the Mayfields, and the Darnolds. None of those guys, had what Trevor Lawrence did, in my opinion, on tape in college.
So my friend Christian did a little bit of a study. Not really a study. He's just pretty simple. Yeah. He went through the last –
I love him.
He's a character. He went through the last 10 drafts.
Okay.
And compared best quarterback versus the best quarterback. Sorry, wait. First quarterback versus the best quarterback.
Got it.
And in the last 10 years, they've been the same person 3 times.
Okay.
So to say that, Trevor Lawrence, because he's going to be the first pick, he's going to be this 4-short thing, not necessarily true. We all thought, Baker was the first quarterback in 2018. We all thought he was going to be the best quarterback. Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson had other plans. I'm trying to think of other drafts. But
I'll be honest, and I get that, but what's he grading it on? How is he saying what's the best quarterback?
I guess
he's going off a win-loss record, off of stat, throwing yards. What's he using as his? Because I know I follow him. We follow each other. We were in some groups together, chat groups together. I don't read every article, so I missed this one. I don't know where this one came from, but
he literally just tweeted it out a couple of days ago.
Okay, I must have missed it.
He tweets a lot every day.
Yeah, I know. So that's why. So do I. That's why I missed so much and all.
But you compare the 2018 draft. Kyler Murray was the first pick, and as of right now, Kyler Murray seems to be having the most success overall.
Right.
2019 is kind of tough right now. Obviously, Joe Burrow is the first pick. He got hurt halfway through the year, and Justin Herbert's having the better career. That's a little further out or long term, but kind of go back to 2018. A kind of similar draft, very quarterback heavy. 5 guys who people were projected to be, franchise-saving quarterbacks. Josh Rosen's barely in the NFL. Sam Darnold is about to be not to be in the NFL in a couple of years.
Really?
27.
You don't buy the reclamation project in Carolina?
Honestly, if anyone's going to save it, it's Joe Brady.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I will let you guys know the pick is officially in.
Oh, you didn't use the full 10 minutes? Damn.
They used 8 minutes and 28 seconds of it. So I'm just waiting to see Goodell walk up, and then I'll share it.
Yeah, put it up.
I think
he walks up. As he's walking up, put up, because I want to hear the boos and stuff like that live.
All right. Well, then I'll put it up right now.
Okay. Put it up. Let's get it up there.
Changed dramatically after pick number 2. This is something of a coronation.
We got audio. We can hear it.
What we're doing, sharing the stream on here. You know, if we get banned from Facebook and Twitter, oh well.
We get to San
Shit happens.
Francisco at 3 and Atlanta at 4. The tone of the night will change. But in Jacksonville, they are excited. Urban Meyer made this decision just to come back and coach.
That to me is another interesting thing that I want to talk about is Urban Meyer being the coach.
Yeah, Urban Meyer trying to bring back Teddy Bridgewater or Tim Tebow into the NFL.
College quarterbacks of all time.
I think he's way ahead of you guys.
Roger Goodell on his way to the microphone where he will announce the pick.
How big is the boo going to be? The boo on a Richter scale here.
Easy chair, and Roger Goodell is ready.
Better make up
out
for
of my
last
chair.
year.
In the 2021 NFL Draft. Here we go.
Here we go. It's going to be Zach Wilson, guys, just so you know.
Quiddy pay.
Quiddy pay, number 1, exactly.
In the 2021 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, my God. Really?
Oh, my God. I am so
Didn't
shocked
see that
here.
one coming.
Look how shocked Trevor Lawrence is.
I know. Hey, he must be at his home or something like that. You see, like, the green rooms that they got set up for all the families.
More of a coronation
And now I will get my jersey that has been made for months.
for Trevor Lawrence.
Dude, I don't know if this is true, guys, or not, but during the NBA draft, I was doing a draft show, and I was like, how did they have, like, the hats? Someone told me that they're sending every kid all 32 hats.
Yeah.
I'm like, is that really true? Or do these guys really know, within a 3 to 5 team radius of where they're going?
They do. They send them a box.
With all 32?
Yeah. Because they also have to be prepared for trades and stuff.
I guess. At least it's not the NBA where you have to put the team's hat on,
Yeah,
even though you know you've been traded before,
I
and they
hate
still make
that.
you put the hat on and interview with that team. That's the dumbest thing in draft, all sports and all. But yeah.
Peyton in 2014, 2013, whatever year it was.
So obviously here, Tebow trying out for tight end here. Trevor Lawrence to Tim Tebow. What do you guys think?
I mean, it would be about as college of an offense as possible. As on a play called by Urban Meyer, he doesn't get more college than that.
All right.
Tim Tebow.
Adam did a lot of pro day coverage for us and all. So, I mean, which was great work. I mean, I read as many of them as I could, but you were pumping them out. You and, was it Dave? Dave was doing it also. You guys are doing great work there on it. Give me every pro and con that you could think of for Trevor Lawrence right now.
All right. Trevor Lawrence, the pros. I mean, the obvious one. He has the arm strength and arm talent. Probably best in this class. The zip he throws with the ball. I mean, when people say that's the best they've ever seen, that truly is the best you've ever seen when it comes to his arm strength. The big weaknesses for me is he has really inconsistent ball placement. And, with Clemson, they're putting up 50, 60 points on these teams. A couple incomplete passes, a couple interceptions here and there. It's really no big deal. A couple interceptions and a couple of picks for the Jaguars are going to be wins and losses. But like I kind of said earlier, he hid behind the college offense at Clemson. I'm presuming Urban Meyer is going to bring a college-type offense to Jacksonville. I think that's kind of a perfect fit for him. So I think this is a kind of dream scenario for him. And if Urban Meyer's offense can succeed, Trevor Lawrence is the guy to take him there.
So, Mike, I was going to ask Mike
Just
a
real
question.
quick, an update. I just want to give an update. According to Ian Rappaport, literally a minute ago, the Packers are not engaged at all in any trade talks.
I don't buy that. There's zero.
I'm just going with what the insiders are saying.
Yeah, you keep pumping those things in. I'm just going to totally disagree with that. But Mike, you said a few minutes ago that Trevor Lawrence hasn't gotten better, in his few years that they're in college. Is that because he'd already peaked, or is that just because he didn't need to get better and the offense that they ran didn't need to show anymore? So is that going to hold him back coming into the pros?
My whole outlook on Lawrence is kind of what Chip said. He played in the ACC, right? I mean, they're going 15-0 every year, then they play someone in the playoffs. Like they're stamped into the playoffs every single year. So he doesn't get tested until week 16 of the season, right?
Until he goes against the SEC, right?
Yeah, and one thing that stands out to me watching him, it's just how he is under pressure when he does get pressured, right? I mean, like Adam said, his ball placement, especially when he's under pressure, it's questionable, I mean, he's had some guys that have made plays for him on the field for sure. as all these big time quarterbacks have. But I don't know. I look at a guy like Justin Fields and I just see like the complete package there. I mean, he's the most athletic quarterback in the draft. He's got just as good of an arm as most of these guys. I mean, he's got the size. I don't know what the problem is with him. I don't know.
Well, I really think the problem with Justin Fields is simply that Ohio State has not produced a quarterback in 5,000 years. And I really do think that's an issue. But I agree with you, Mike. I think Justin Fields is he's definitely number 2 on my list. And he does, like Adam said, have the potential to be better than Trevor Lawrence in the pros. Go, Adam.
So here's my argument against the Ohio State has never produced, quarterback talent. And I'm going to really kind of focus on Urban Meyer, Ryan Day, because Jim Tressel never was not a quarterback type of guy. Urban Meyer had Braxton Miller, J.T. Barrett, Cardell Jones, Dwayne Haskins.
Yep.
I'm not missing anybody, right?
No, those 4 were all pretty much in a 5-year span.
Which one of them is better than Justin Fields?
None.
And it's like I don't understand. Like, this school doesn't produce quarterback talent. Since when has Wyoming produced quarterback talent?
And that's the point that needs to be talked about, because it's going to require a quarterback, and maybe it is Justin Fields, to break the stigma so that the narrative will stop being Ohio State doesn't produce quarterbacks. It's going to take an Ohio State quarterback breaking the system for them to go, except Justin Fields, and it is possible now.
Mm-hmm. My one issue is going to be when Trey Lance goes before Justin Fields. So
it will happen.
How can you use that argument against Justin Fields that an Ohio State quarterback has never produced? But Carson Wentz is the only North Dakota State quarterback I've ever heard of. So, I mean.
Yeah. Gentlemen, the Jets pick is in. Do we want to talk about Zach Wilson?
It didn't take as long. So here's
we
where
want to talk about Zach Wilson.
Mac Jones goes second to the Jets. This is where it all gets shooken up.
Quiddy pay. Sure, great. What do we know about Zach Wilson?
He's overrated.
I mean, he's
Bold take.
He's tinier.
We say Ohio State quarterbacks haven't done great in the NFL. How many BYU quarterbacks have done well in the NFL?
I mean, Steve Young was pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. He was a little overrated.
Ty Detmer was a decent NFL quarterback.
I have a really sore spot for 49ers. I hate the 49ers because my brother is the only member of the Stifle clan that doesn't cheer for the Eagles. And he was raised like the rest of the Stifle. So anybody from the 49ers history, I boo 100%. So Steve Young is the most overrated quarterback in NFL Hall of Fame. So that's just
wow.
It's because of my brother. It's my brother. That's why that's like that.
All right, here we go. More booing.
Are they really bringing out a guy from each fan?
Yup, to sit in the chair.
How drunk is Eagles fan going to be?
Could be David Akers. So he can announce the pick again.
Nah, Goodell, I'm good. I'm going to sit in your chair.
Roger Goodell should be showing him that look who it is, you know?
With the second pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Zach Wilson.
Oh, my God.
Quarterback.
I am so surprised. What's Baker Mayfield doing in the Jets uniform?
That's I was going to say that. People compare him to
so he's there. Out of these guys, how many guys are actually in the back room? Like out of the main important guys that we're looking for here.
I think they said like 13 or 16, something like that. It's not that many.
I know Fields isn't. They were showing him at his house.
Okay.
Well, Justin Fields is one of those players that could end up being anywhere between, the next pick to 31, 32.
Yeah. I have seen mock drafts that have Justin Fields in the second round. All right. Let's not talk about Justin Fields. Zach Wilson just went number 2, obviously. Again, Adam, we start with you while you're still here before you have to move on. Pros and cons. Zach Wilson, what's he got?
I think pros, the big one is I think he has like a shortstop style arm. Be able to make quick laser throws. I think easily his best, his biggest strength. He has a good ability to extend the play, under tough situations. I think some of his weaknesses are, he bails out of the clean pockets and he throws too many hospital balls. He just throws and hopes for the best a lot of times. It's not going to work as much in the NFL unless you're Aaron Rodgers. But, when it comes to big arms, he's up there. He's one of the better arms in the draft.
You said hospital. I was trying to write it down in case you were keep going on. You wrote that. You said the word hospital balls, and
I love that.
That's a great term. I've never heard that used before. I'll be honest with you, and I love that term because that's what I said in the draft, like what that means about Johnny Manziel. Johnny Manziel just threw the ball up. He had all the stats and all the success because he had an amazing wide receiver that could go up and jump over every cornerback, and he would just throw a prayer and hope for. I love the hospital balls there. It's a great term right there.
All right, let's shift gears because the draft is now officially starting in my mind. Mike, let me start with you. The 49ers are on the clock. There's been a lot of talk about what they're going to do with this pick. What do you think the 49ers do with the number 3 pick here?
I mean, it's changed 15 times over the past 2 weeks, but it seems like Trey Lance is going to be the pick. That's who I think.
Why Trey Lance over Mac Jones? Because I am almost convinced it's about to hear Mac Jones' name called.
I think they've took a step back after. I think they hear all the noise. They're talking about getting Mac Jones. I think they're hearing all the noise that people are like, why are you trading up? Why are you mortgaging the future for Mac Jones? That's the way I'm going with it.
I think that the 49ers are going to be the first pick that takes the full 10 minutes. Can we agree on that? That they're going to wait and listen to every potential offer and every phone call up to 30 seconds before they got to write that thing on a piece of paper and hand it to Roger Goodell.
It's possible. It's possible. I mean, look, we've known the 1 and 2 picks ever since Darnold was traded. So it's almost the same thing that we've been saying, which is they've been on the clock in reality for like 2.5 weeks. Like this is not new information here.
Absolutely. I agree with you. But
Adam, where are they going here? San Francisco.
I'm going to be bold. I still think it's going to be Justin Fields. We were talking, I think, before we went live, but Fields fits the Kyle Shanahan offense better than anybody. You know, he's the most mobile, quickest, quarterback in this draft. He has one of the best arms.
Just going to leave that comment up on the screen for the rest of the night.
Oh, no, it got deleted.
No.
It got deleted.
Right up there, I'm not right often.
No. So we all are now sitting around this table here going, it's going to be a quarterback. Is there any chance that the 49ers do not pick a quarterback because they have Jimmy Garoppolo on the roster?
Jimmy Garoppolo is getting the short end of the stick for sure in this situation.
Any chance it's not a quarterback?
I don't think you give up what you give up unless you're taking a quarterback. I mean, you can't give up that many picks to go take. I mean, Kyle Pitts is different, but you got George Kittle on the team already.
True.
You got a solid, both tackles, pretty solid. I mean, it's got to be quarterback. It's the thing that's holding them back, other than injuries.
I don't think quarterback's holding them back. I think only injuries is holding them back.
Yeah, they were not a healthy team last season at all.
At all. Yeah, I mean, I think this goes the full amount. So, because I really see this, I really don't think that they're 110% sure on Fields or on Lance, on Mac Jones, on any of them. I think they moved up here with a thought process. Then as the whole draft process played out, they're like, maybe we can trade back. Maybe the Patriots, want this third pick. Maybe somebody else wants this third pick. And we could still get one of the top 5 quarterbacks if we trade back to 10, 12, 15 and, see how it all plays out. I don't know. I think it's a really I really think this is going to go the whole way here.
Well, they're at the 2-minute mark, according to my clock here.
28. I'm a little late. I got 2:28 left.
The pick is in.
Pick is in.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Well, they're showing Mac Jones on my screen right now, so
that probably means it's Mac Jones.
Yeah, well, there's still 1:49, so we're going to
the one thing with the NFL draft versus the NBA draft, Adrian Wojnarowski for the NBA draft isn't on the table, so he's in the back tweeting the stuff out early. Mel Kiper isn't tweeting this stuff out early, so we don't know.
That's true. That's what Ian Rappaport is for.
So if you think Mac Jones goes here,
I think that opens the floodgate.
If you have a real team around him with a coach that has experience, and the 49ers have made deep runs in the playoffs in the last couple of years, is he the most NFL ready if you have the right system in place right from the get-go?
I mean, I think so. You're also talking about Kyle Shanahan, who's had success with Kirk Cousins. So if you're looking at the stereotypical quarterback he finds success with, Mac Jones falls into that mold.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of why the hype for Mac Jones.
I think it's like Mac Jones is, he waited his turn at Alabama. When Tua went down, he stepped in, did pretty decent for a backup. And then he took Alabama, the greatest college football dynasty ever.
Ever. Let's make sure we stress that. Ever.
Yeah, the best dynasty in college sports ever, and went on their best championship run in program history. So I see why he's like a top target, but I'm not sure on him.
I think, Shanahan the past couple of years has been run first. I think when you think of Mac Jones, the one word you think of is I think he's reliable, right? He's not going to make too many mistakes. He's not going to turn the ball over too many times.
Pick is in, by the way.
The pick is in.
All this time, and now finally,
because we're on delay, I know who the pick is, but we'll talk about it in a second.
Oh, I don't. I'm staying off my phone. I want to see all the reactions instantly after 1 and 2.
NFL Draft. The San Francisco 49ers select Trey Lance, quarterback.
So bad. That means they are not trading Jimmy Garoppolo. They are not trading him because Trey Lance needs a year or two to carry a clipboard.
The National Football League Draft, where the improbable
I do not understand this move.
Trey Lance, who started 17 college football
That's
games
it. That's why.
at the FCS level.
Started 17 games at the FCS level. He is not. He's not the third best player in this draft. But you're right that he's definitely going to sit for a year. No, but you're right that he's definitely going to sit for a year.
He has to. There's no way. Everybody talked about Jimmy Garoppolo going back to New England. With this situation, with Teddy Bridgewater being off the board as a trade candidate at this point, Trey Lance is going to sit behind Jimmy G for at least a year. I don't remember his contract, Jimmy G, off the top of my head, but he's going to be there for a year or two at least.
We just we have British Dave just joining us. British Dave, what is up, my friend? Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. How's it going?
What time is it across the pond there?
Is 1:45.
Oh, good gracious. We thought it was bad here. All right, you just joined us. Trey Lance went at 3 to the 49ers. Thoughts?
Called it. I remember Adam will back me up on this. Adam backed me up on this. I said the other night after our draft show, I said when the trade was made, it screamed Trey Lance. And it was the perfect pick. I would have felt sorry for 49ers fans that they'd gone with Matt Jones.
Is it the right pick, though? No.
I think, Justin Fields.
I don't think it is.
No, I think Justin Fields was the pick, but with all the talk that was going on, it just made sense. If you're going to keep Jimmy G around for another year, he's your starter for 2021. You're only going to give him up for a first-round pick. It only screamed Trey Lance. The guy's played 17 games in college.
So here's my question for anybody that wants to answer it. Okay, and I'm trying to phrase this question in my head as I'm talking here because it kind of popped in my head. I didn't have the words, ready to go. Jimmy G and Trey Lance, as a backup to learn, or trade Jimmy G for whatever draft compensation you can and get a more NFL-ready quarterback. Maybe that doesn't have the ceiling as Trey Lance, but, Justin Fields might be more ready today to start and trade, Jimmy G. Which one would all of you guys prefer? Because I would say trade Jimmy G and take Fields versus keeping Jimmy G and taking Lance and developing him.
So here's my concern, and I've used this as my gauge forever. If you're drafting a player in the first round, they have to be starting by the end of the first season. If not at the beginning of the season. The number 3 overall pick, they should be starting by week 4.
before the rest respond to that, I think when you're talking, you got to separate the top 5, 10 from the rest of the first round. If you're being picked in the top 5 or 6 picks,
you're starting
day one, in my opinion.
Is Trey Lance ready to be a day one starter? No.
Well, people forget that Carson Wentz was meant to be in the exact same situation that Trey Lance is in, and I think the best thing that ever happened to the Eagles was Sam Bradford being traded. Wentz had that 1 year to go out, play, get a work around the kinks, then go into year 2 and ball. That could be the 49ers plan with Jimmy G going, maybe, if the Eagles could be the blueprint for them to go, okay, we have a mid to down year with Trey, and then next year we'll go full shebang.
Yeah, I did see somebody on Twitter go, if anybody thinks that this weekend doesn't end with Jimmy Garoppolo back on a 1-year deal somehow in New England, you don't know football. And I went, okay, but this says that Jimmy Garoppolo is tradeable.
Yeah,
I think if there's, I think if there's one system though that you could get away with a guy that's not necessarily ready, I think it's this one. It's a quarterback friendly system. I mean, not great quarterbacks have succeeded in this system. I don't think Jimmy G is that good of a player. I mean, he's an average quarterback. He's nothing more. I mean, all the other guys they've thrown out there, like CJ Beathard, whoever, all them other guys. I mean, they haven't done terrible in the system though. I mean, they're not good, but they've been able to get by with guys like that. And I mean, you got a guy like Trey Lance who adds a lot on the ground game that people don't talk about. He's like 1,000-yard rusher. So I mean, I don't know. I like the fit. I obviously wanted Fields there. I thought he was, like Adam was saying earlier, the perfect quarterback for that system, but it's better than Mac Jones.
All right, so now 2 minutes left on the Falcons clock. Who are the Falcons taking Pitts, or are they getting Matt Ryan's replacement?
They're either taking Pitts or they're trading the pick. It's either or. They're not replacing Matt Ryan at 4 right now. They made Ryan later in the draft.
Atlanta's pick.
Yeah, picks him.
The pick is in. You have to go.
I don't put it up until he starts walking.
My speed's ahead.
My feed says that. Oh, it just changed. The pick is in.
I think this pick has to be Pitts. There's no other.
It's got to be.
Could you imagine that lineup? Pitts, Julio, if they keep Julio, Calvin Ridley, and Matt Ryan. I mean, they're going to be able to outscore. Their defense still sucks, but they'll be able to outscore anybody, right?
Yeah. Well, fingers crossed. I mean,
if Pitts becomes what he's supposed to be, absolutely.
He will.
If you take Pitts here, you got to keep Julio, right? If you take Pitts here, that means you're going for it right now.
With what defense though? Yeah, but with what defense? That's the question.
That is a great question.
It's a passing league. It's a scoring league. Defenses, you can win with a good defense, but you can't win with a good offense. You need to have a great offense to win in this league.
I think with the point that any pick in the top 5, maybe even top 10, you take the best player available. The best player available right now is Kyle Pitts.
Absolutely. Like you said, he might be the best player in the entire draft.
All right.
I mean,
he's strolling.
It's got to be Pitts. You can also tell by Roger Goodell's voice whether it's a trade or a pick, because he gets excited when it's a pick and not. And they wouldn't have a Falcons guy out there who's a trade.
To read the pick. Here we go.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that first one happen.
Here's the commissioner.
You got to go. It's not your team.
With the 4th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Kyle Pitts, tight end, Florida.
Philly's own Kyle Pitts.
That one is
Louis
Riddick. I think
Archbishop Wood's own.
Archbishop Wood.
He's wearing
that this kid cannot miss what makes him so good.
Hey, Chip, just so you know, I sent an extra invite out here a few minutes ago. We're going to be joined by Don Conway from Drunk on Broad here. Hey. What's up, Don? Thoughts? Kyle Pitts at 4 to the Falcons.
It makes a ton of sense for them. They're going to build that offense to get whatever they got left of Matt Ryan. And there's plenty of opportunities for them to take quarterbacks later on in the draft. If they choose to go that route. I think they're looking at the NFC South as an opportunity to maybe get as far as they can get with, Breeze retiring. I think they see an opening for them to be able to make a move to be in the play for that playoff spot. So you guys were talking about it earlier. Hands down the best athlete in the draft.
Yeah.
I mean, not even close. And Jamar Chase is probably a close second.
As an athlete, yeah.
If you're talking about a football player, like when you turn on their tape, they're both guys that I would take any day. And that's kind of why it's partly why I was kind of pissed when they traded the 6th pick, because it took them out of contention to be able to make a move to get one of those guys.
Yeah.
Because right now, probably Sewell. I'm curious about this pick.
Yeah.
I think pick 5 is the first pick where it could go multiple directions. Real quick, before you guys go, Adam, again, we've been diving into Adam, pros and cons on Kyle Pitts.
So
you and Mike have seen him front and center before.
Pros, I think the big one, he's the mismatch nightmare. He's too quick for a linebacker, and he's too big for a cornerback. I mean, when you look at his hands, his route running, his speed, they're right up there with all the wide receivers. But the one thing that puts him on a tier of his own is he's a mismatch nightmare. And I think a 50-50 ball is going 70-30. If you want to look at weaknesses, I guess you can look at his blocking needs some fine-tuning. But when he's running routes the whole time, you're not going to really use him as a blocker. You can occasionally use him, but he's going to be primarily a receiving tight end in the NFL.
Right. That's a great point.
I'll throw it out to Chip for anybody else that wants to answer it. Can Kyle Pitts go down? Does he have the talent to go down as the best tight end in NFL history?
In NFL history?
No, because who's the best in all time? Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Does he have the skill trait? Because we've been hyping him up. Everybody's hyping him up. Can he be Tony Gonzalez good or better?
So we don't know. I mean, it's way too early for that. It's going to depend. Like Tony Gonzalez played on teams that were built an offense around him. We got to see what kind of offense they're going to run. We got to see how long Matt Ryan's going to be the one throwing him the ball and who's the next guy throwing him the ball. I mean, in theory, he is an absolute stud prospect, but I think it's way too premature to even put him in the same conversation as a Tony Gonzalez.
I think that's his ceiling, right? I think that's his.
Are we all good there?
Oh,
yeah, we lost your audio for a second there, Don.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Don.
No, I think that's where he can get to. I think he's got the ability to be able to get there. He's got the skills to be able to get there, but you're not going to see that until you realize what he's able to do.
Fox's Pizza is pick up or delivery. Sorry, whenever I hear a phone ring, that's just what pops into my head every time. Anyway, keep going. Sorry. Oh, he left.
Yeah.
No, he'll be back. He'll be back.
Right.
I gave him what it was.
He's good to go.
He got a call from his agent. Mel Kiper just his hair got on fire.
Mel Kiper Jr. Yeah. All right. Anyway, I love Kyle Pitts at 4 to the Falcons. I think it's a great pick for them there. We'll just see what happens. Whether I got a text message about me just now about me saying that Kyle Pitts, Tony Gonzalez. It's not that I'm comparing them, it's that I'm saying that the hype is there for him, right, guys?
I'll put it this way, you don't want to compare. So I hate putting huge expectations on players because then you're only going to be disappointed, right?
I agree with that.
Realistically, right? That's why I don't like the Trevor Lawrence thing. But if you think about an offense right now to put Kyle Pitts in, if you think back to people compare him to Darren Waller. You think back to like Jimmy Graham, prime Jimmy Graham, right? Throwing the ball in the red zone, right? He was a receiver playing tight end. He was one of the first to do that, and you put him in an offense with Calvin Ridley, Julio Jones. How do you cover that? You can't double anybody. You can't. I mean, that offense is going to be scary. And I mean, we said earlier, like, how do they win with no defense? But I mean, you look at some of the games they lost last year, is 1-possession games, 10-point games,
right.
So I mean, they definitely can make some noise. I'd be interested to see.
I think with the Falcons, and they're taking Pitts here, and they're like, "Oh, we'll bet their defense." The same thing I kind of said with the Eagles. You're not going to solve all your problems with one pick. Get the best player available.
Yep.
Have an early second-round pick. If they like, a linebacker or a cornerback that's falling, take some capital, trade back in later this evening, and get that guy. They're getting an elite playmaker in Pitts, and like kind of what Mike said, you can't double anybody, because if you double somebody, that's going to leave just another top pass catcher wide open.
That's a great point, because that kind of what did the Buccaneers do to win the Super Bowl this year? All year they had how many? If you doubled Mike Evans, you had somebody else there to step in. You had Antonio Brown once he joined the team. You had all these guys on that team. The Falcons offense, I love it. The trade back in, there's so much talent that's going to fall in this draft. The Falcons, if they want to go for it all, can trade back in and improve their team in that first round. You go for it all.
Right, because there is that talent. I do agree. Kyle Pitts, without question, was the best pick in this draft. And you can build an offense around him when you already have successful players on your offense. All right, before the Bengals pick,
which is in. But
do they protect Burrows, or do they give him a toy?
Please protect him.
If they're smart, they keep him upright so he can throw to anybody on their team.
I agree. I think if this pick is not the kid from Oregon, Sewell, this is a bad pick. I really
hold on. Here's the thing. I want it to be Jamar Chase just so that I'm not depressed that the Eagles traded out of 6 and could have gotten Jamar Chase. Because Jamar Chase to the Eagles would have been fantastic, right?
For sure. But remember, they just showed a stat. The Bengals were ranked 29th in pass blocking last season. A wide receiver doesn't make you a better pass blocking team.
Right.
That's disgusting. Take Sewell. That's all you need to do.
Where's all the Tyler Boyd hate too? He's done nothing but produce since he's been in the league, but they want to go find another receiver. Come on now.
Tyler Boyd is not really that great. Tyler Boyd is
he's a slot receiver.
He's a fantasy football fan. If you're
all right, here we go.
Football, you don't even know who Tyler Boyd is.
Phil, I hope you're ready.
Get him the protection up front.
Please be Jamar Chase, just so I don't cry with the 6th pick.
With pick number 5.
With the 5th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select Jamar Chase, wide receiver, LSU.
Hey, they got the best wide receiver in the draft, or Joe Burrow. We all agreed that Sewell was the pick here, but you can't fault them for taking this pick.
I mean, it's great that they gave Burrows a weapon, but he's still going to be throwing from his ass.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen that that meme online a bunch of times of Joe Burrow on his ass trying to throw to Jamar Chase and vice versa. Got another man. We're filling the room up here. We got room number 6, spot number 6 filled up here by Mr. Jason, Mr. Voorhees himself from the Sports and Metal podcast. Jamar Chase went to the Bengals. Right pick or wrong pick? No. Chip? No.
Hello?
Yeah, you there? You there, Jason?
Am I on?
You're on. If you want to answer,
guys.
Is it the right pick or the wrong pick with Jamar Chase?
I couldn't hear you.
Hello. All right, Chip, take over while we figure out his audio.
It's the wrong pick. It's the wrong pick. It's great. It's great that they gave him his old buddy. I love that for him. They can hang out on the injured reserve list together when Jamar Chase has nobody throwing the ball because Burrows gets knocked out of the season again. Sewell should have been the pick. That's it. And now Sewell's available. The Dolphins would be very smart to go up and get him.
I think the one thing with Chase is everyone's like, oh, reunite Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase said this himself. That connection's not going to be there right away. They've been away from each other for a year. They're in a new offensive scheme, new coaches. That connection might not be as good as it was with Joe Brady and Coach O. So it's taken a huge risk. Yeah, in college they were the best duo I've seen in a long, long time. But that connection's not going to be there right out of the gate.
Yeah, this is a bold pick.
But
It's
it's
not
a
bold.
typical.
It's Jamar Chase. It's the best wide
It's,
receiver in the draft.
I take that back.
Pick.
It's not a bold. It's not a bold pick.
Real quick, the Dolphins pick is already in. I mean,
Yeah.
he's still posing Jamar Chase with his jersey on the stage with, Roger Goodell. He isn't even off the stage to get the next card. Pick is in for the Dolphins.
I'm hearing rumors that Miami has traded the pick, though.
Okay, that'd be interesting.
Gotta
Did
be
we
a quarter.
trade back up and only give up a third? Like they gave us the first, and we only gave up a third to take the spot back.
If that's true, give Howie Roseman a lifetime contract.
Yeah, I honestly hate Howie Roseman, but I
Don't
would give
put
him
that
a
into the
lifetime
universe. Do not put that into the universe.
This got to be
I got in
somebody
trouble
moving
from
up.
George because I made one semi-positive Howie thing, and he thinks I'm part of the Howie support club, and I'm not part of the Howie support club. I don't want to be included in that, but Howie Roseman knows how to make trades.
All right, so
This is a
to
pretty
recap,
typical
I want
pick for
to
the
recap
Bengals.
for our Storm. Go ahead, John. Sorry.
It's a pretty typical pick for the Bengals, though. To look at I'm going to get the shiny toy instead of get what I actually need. So,
Right.
Not surprising at all.
So to recap, because in case you haven't been watching either the draft or our show, obviously Lawrence went 1. Obviously Wilson went 2. And then shit started going all over the place.
That's where
Trey Lance went to the 49ers. The fourth pick, which was, I'm trying to go off my head here. Fourth pick was the Falcons. And
Kyle
they picked
Lance or Kyle Jones or
Kyle
what's
Pitts.
his name?
Kyle Pitts. And then we just saw Jamar Chase going to the Bengals. That's the recap.
Right.
All right.
And right now the Dolphins are going to pick a lineman or trade the pick.
They made the pick so quickly, it didn't take so long that it makes me think that they're making the pick, not trading it.
I'm telling you, Bammer wide receiver right here. I'm telling you.
You think Waddle's going at 6?
Whoa.
Smith or Waddle? I'm telling you, Bammer wide
I was
receiver.
looking at a different screen. I didn't see who was saying that. Who said that? Raise your
That
hand if you
was
said that.
Mr. Devlin.
Oh, my God. You think Waddle or Smith is going 6? Wow.
You think about it, right? The Dolphins were at 3, and they've been connected to both of the Bama wide receivers, right? Why take them at 3 when you can move back, get them at 6, right? I'm telling you.
Jason, you looked like you wanted to say that. Are you connected now? You hear?
Yeah, I'm sorry about my audio.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I agree with Waddle. I actually just hopped. I just had my own show, Sports and Metal. Me and my buddy, we just did a half-hour show, and he's a diehard Dolphins fan, and he actually just mentioned this, that he believes that it's going to be Waddle. So very interesting that Mike.
Well, a Dolphins fan. My dad was a Dolphins fan because he was in the Coast Guards and he was stationed in Miami for 2 years straight there in the Coast Guards. So he became a Dolphins fan. So I know he would be happy if the Dolphins make a great pick. But I don't know if Waddle's a top 6 pick, guys. What do you guys think?
I personally don't think so. I think he was the second best receiver on Alabama. So the fact that he would go before Smith says a lot about those intangibles, which is the height and weight situation.
Yeah, but I've heard a lot of scouts saying he's the second best receiver in the draft. So
yeah,
I heard both sides.
All right, here comes the pick.
Pick is
we're getting the pick here. I don't know. I'm a little behind on the
It's fine. I keep getting the updates on my phone, so it's hysterical.
Okay. That's why I keep my phone turned off during a draft of any
I gotta
sport.
put mine away, to be honest.
I just put it off the side because there's too many spoilers. Here we go.
Wow.
With the 6th pick,
It's a quarterback. They don't like
NFL
Tua.
draft, the Miami Dolphins select Jalen Waddle.
Wow, Jason is right.
Alabama.
Mr. Savage. Your partner, Mr. Savage, is super happy here, is he not?
He's probably dying right now.
He's probably what?
He's dying in laughter and probably jumping up and down.
Wow. Make sure you're all watching Sports and Metal. It's a great podcast. They have some great rock and roll, artists on their show. but they also talk sports. And obviously his partner, Aaron Savage, called the Jalen Waddle to the Dolphins here at 6. That changes, guys, doesn't it? The entire draft.
Oh, it does.
I don't necessarily agree. In my opinion, I don't agree. Why do you think it does?
Because it makes Penny Sewell fall down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It makes Devontae Smith fall down. It makes all the defensive players fall down. So now somebody might be like, oh, shit, Penny Sewell is available at 7.
Right.
Maybe we want to jump up to get Penny Sewell.
Phil, you're 100% spot on.
Yeah.
I think you just nailed it, because I think this was the pick that kind of like could change the whole draft. Like,
It was the linchpin.
Mm-hmm. It was. And this is where the Eagles should have been picking.
Right.
No.
I mean, look, we don't know Waddle at this pick, but this changes the entire complexity of the draft. So many teams are like, oh, crap, we might be able to get Jalen Waddle now. Here we go. So it's changing everything right now at 6.
All right, so the Lions pick is in.
Wow.
As Matt said, they're starting to come in quicker.
Already?
It is. So I'm hoping Jason's going to be joining us soon.
Yeah,
the Lions.
I sent him the message. I'll send it to his personal, not just the group thing. Make sure he joins in here.
But all right, so the Lions have so many weaknesses. The Lions have a lot of weaknesses.
Coach.
Yeah.
No, let's not give the coach any. Let's not bite his legs off or anything. Let's give the guy a chance.
Nah, not doing it.
I already did it. It's been done. I don't know. I think that Penny Sewell is an option here. I think Smith is an option here. I can just pretty much predict that the Lions won't go quarterback here. So then at 8, with Carolina, no quarterback. 9 is where you really could see another quarterback starting run. If Carolina doesn't trade, that's a lot of people have been saying Carolina's going to trade here.
I really think that Detroit could trade here, honestly.
Yeah.
With Penny Sewell falling, it makes it even more likely that Detroit trades here. Because they're in the same boat.
They could benefit from an offensive
they need
lineman.
multiple players.
Hey, guys, I was late to the party. I don't know if you guys had talked about the Aaron Rodgers situation at all.
Yeah.
And so what did you guys think of the fact that he mentioned, the 3 teams being the 49ers, the Raiders, and the Broncos? I think the Broncos, as much as I know they just traded for Bridgewater and they have Locke, but I think the Broncos are the most ready as far as weapons. Could you imagine Rodgers going there? I'm not saying it's going to happen, but
we kind of touched on that. I think we're kind of trying to hold that off till they make a trade.
I got it. Yeah.
Because I don't know if they're actually going to. The Packers have actually said that they're not trading Aaron Rodgers multiple times, so we don't know that.
Including like an hour ago, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like an hour ago they said that. I really literally have no idea now what the Lions will do. They'd be super smart to take Penny Sewell here. I don't know if you guys agree. Get a stud left tackle who, in my opinion, is the 4th best player in this draft after the other 3 guys I've mentioned like multiple times.
You also could really have them go corner here as well, because they have a lot of weaknesses in their secondary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they do. They could take Patrick Surtain here.
Mm-hmm. They were. Yeah, that was a team that came up a lot. They do need defense bad, just as bad as the Eagles. So that would be the one reason why the Eagles were being linked to maybe move up, because the fact that not one but both of those 2 corners could be gone by pick 12.
I would, if I was the Eagles, I'd be saying right now, hey, Detroit, whoever the GM is there, 12, 70, Zach Ertz if you want him. Let me have 7 so I can take Patrick Surtain right now.
Well, let's see what the Lions do, because here we go.
It wasn't too soon for that to actually happen.
But we are seeing the wildest dreams
if they're
of 32
smart,
young men and their families coming true right before our eyes.
It's a
wonderful reminder of that. So, moving fast and furious, and on we go now to the Detroit
Moving
Lions,
fast
who
and
sit
furious, I know we
second
appreciate that. We were expecting to be up till about
This is a
midnight.
new regime.
Yeah, at this rate, we might only be up till 11:47.
All right, I'm gonna mute this until he starts walking out. Any other thoughts about who this pick could be?
What about Michael Parsons from Penn State? I mean, they have a big need at linebacker. I know the pick is kind of unethical because of his off the field issues, but they have a big need. a big need a linebacker, he could. Then they might want to take the risk on him and just take the best.
I would take the risk on him in the top 5 or 6 because I love Micah Parsons' talent.
I love Micah Parsons. I'm a Penn State guy.
I'm not. I think Penn State's overrated in the Philadelphia region as why it's the favorite, college football team in the Philadelphia region. But, I think Micah Parsons is going to be a top 3 player out of this draft.
I think he's
I agree.
changer.
I just don't know if he is. Look, I think that he's an exceptional player. I just don't know if the league views him as the number 7 overall pick.
The pick is in.
Yep. And here we go.
There you go.
You see Roger Goodell making his way up to the
Penny
podium there.
Sewell.
The Lions fan is in the easy chair that came from Rogers.
Penny Sewell?
In
Yep.
suburban New
It's
York,
Sewell.
and now Roger Goodell.
Someone must have tweeted it early. I hate the freaking spoilers.
Remember, I'm going from Hulu, so we're streaming about 10 seconds
57th
behind,
pick
30 seconds
in
behind.
the 2021 NFL Draft. The Detroit Lions select Penei Sewell. Tackle
Great pick.
That is such a smart pick for them.
Smart pick. They can protect whoever their quarterback is for the next 10 years.
Right.
He'll be the best lineman. I don't know about the best player. He'll be the best lineman, in my opinion, from this draft. Adam?
Sweet. So, strengths. He has a crazy ability to anchor and re-anchor on the line. His strength is next to none in this draft, and his footwork is phenomenal. When it comes to his weaknesses, he can sometimes get caught lunging, when he's blocking. And another big weakness is, he doesn't have the longest arms. But when you look at the size of him, he's built like a wall. He's super athletic. He keeps his feet moving. Without question, the best offensive tackle in this draft.
I mean, he's a guy who could end up being an All-Pro in the next, within the first 2 seasons.
An NFL coach, obviously the nameless ones, he is as close to a surefire Hall of Famer as there is in this draft.
All right, I got to kick somebody out real quick. Hold on. I got to add Jason, Mr. Detroit Lions here. Oh, I didn't have to kick anybody out.
I think you get 9 or
Mr.
10.
Jason I thought we were only allowed 6 people. We're allowed 7 people tonight. I learned something new about StreamYard every night.
Dude,
Are
I'm pumped.
you Daniel Bryan? Yes.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
I can imagine, dude.
This is Mr. Jason Sullivan, our Detroit Lions fan / my co-host on Fairway to Heaven every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Cheap plug for our fantasy golf show.
It was nice. Good job.
Jason, thoughts on Penei Sewell to your Detroit Lions?
First off, that couldn't have worked out any better. Second, I've been sweating my ass off since like the 4th pick. Talking to some people on Zoom, and I'm literally sweating like a fat kid right now because I was so nervous about this pick. It was funny because as soon as they showed the war room, you knew that Penei Sewell was going to be the pick. I feel like,
yeah,
like they showed, they were all celebrating. It's just like, how this is too good to be true. This stuff doesn't happen to the Lions.
So, what do you think about him though on your team? Do you think he makes you better in the immediate future or long term or whatever?
He's going to be, I think, the right tackle to start off with, which sounds kind of funny, but Taylor Decker's a decent left tackle right now. And they said that Decker pretty much can't play right tackle and Penei Sewell can. So I think you have your bookend tackles for now. And I think, I don't know, I feel like you build from the lines. I've always been like that. And I feel like this is a great pick. And I feel like you're getting a top 3 talent in the draft at 7, which the Lions usually reach and do something stupid, but this year it kind of fell to them. So
I got a really good question on that stupid thing the Lions do. Devontae Smith, Heisman Trophy winner, still there. They've drafted a lot of wide receivers in the 1st round. You didn't want Devontae Smith over Penei Sewell there?
No, I didn't want either of the Alabama receivers. I'm actually shocked that the Dolphins took Waddle, being the fact that I forgot that they had Fuller too. So they have Parker and Fuller already. It's like, why would you not take Sewell at that point? It seems kind of weird to me, but I don't know. I almost feel like that's a weird move for them. And they're putting everything into Tua down in Miami. So we'll see if he lives up to the hype, but I feel like
it'll be great. Steal. He can now underthrow another wide receiver. So, I mean, that'll be good for him.
Yeah, exactly. You got all these speedsters, and he can't throw the ball downfield.
So I'll be honest. I'm starting to think that they're actually going to give Dan Campbell a legitimate, fair chance to coach this team by going out and getting the best available players rather than the shiny wide receiver toy. You know what I mean? They're saying, look, you're this, we're going to punch him in the mouth kind of coach. Here's somebody that can do some punching. I really think that, your Detroit Lions made a fantastic pick here.
That's a great point too, because that's what they never do, right? That they always try to be the smart. I know you guys say this. You guys say this about the Eagles all the time, but it's the same exact thing with the Lions. They're always the smartest guy in the room, always.
Well, supposedly, according to Adam, the Panthers pick is in. So we're going to be really close to seeing what the Panthers do here at 8. Another spot. We have not had one single trade yet.
Nope.
No.
Not a one.
I'm not looking at my phone, so I don't know if anything's happened. But I'm saying, again, the Lions at 7, the Panthers at 8, Broncos at 9 were picks that I thought the Eagles could trade into or other teams could trade into. What's going to happen in the next 30 seconds, guys?
I don't care about Sam Darnold. To give me Justin Fields here with Joe Brady, and this offense is crazy.
100%.
We do have, our boy Mike Barrera.
Some gambling.
Birds Writers. He's saying
Mike.
the bet on FanDuel. The odds are currently with the Eagles. Parsons plus 900, which is, for the bettors that don't know out there, it's 9-1. Sartan 6-1. Pace 6-1. Horn 1.7-1. So the odds are getting closer and closer that we may get a really good defensive player for the Eagles with their first pick here. And
as this is shaping up,
leading candidate here.
As this is shaping up, we're a couple picks away. We could move up, but there are still going to be good players on the board, which is all you really want. We know we have holes, so it's good that there's still going to be one of these great players on the board. What I am not surprised that's happening is so far Devonta Smith is beginning his draft night slide. It was going to happen when he weighed in at 160 pounds, which I weighed in the ninth grade.
I'm muting you on that one.
Ninth grade.
I don't want to hear about his weight. Real quick, before anybody else comments, as Rusty Black says here on Facebook, go Birds. I know Jason doesn't care about the Birds, but go Birds, everybody.
Wow.
Yep. Wait. We're all wowing. Here it comes.
Wow.
I don't know. I'm behind.
Don't tell Phil. Don't tell Phil.
Carolina Panthers have made.
I don't know what's happening. Don't say anything until I see it. I want my military reaction.
Shit.
With the 8th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select J.C. Horn.
Damn.
Defensive back.
That's
South
tough.
Carolina.
But
I'm shocked.
I'm going to go right to Adam first on this. Is that good or bad for the Eagles?
Eagles better be on the phone.
I cannot believe Horn went before Sertan.
Eagles better be on the phone.
I'm shocked right there that pick wasn't Fields. I thought that they wanted a quarterback, and I felt like that just worked out perfectly for them to get Fields. I'm shocked.
I wouldn't be surprised if Fields is the pick right now.
Yep, Denver's not. Everybody's saying get on the phone, but Denver, it takes 2 to tango. I don't think Denver. This draft fell perfectly for them. If they got
it worked out perfect for them.
Here.
Yep.
Mike, thoughts on this?
Horn's great and all, but he's a little more raw than a Surtain. So it's crazy, but like we said, you like your guy, you take him. You take him in the first round. I don't care what the mock drafts say. That's who you want. That's who you get.
Great point.
Yeah, again, that's a great point there because we don't know. There's thousands of people on Twitter and Facebook and all over the internet that are like, we like this guy and they should take this guy. But come on now, all the people on the internet are not, NFL experts. These guys get paid millions of dollars to make these picks, and someone's telling Carolina to take J.C. Horn here.
I'm really surprised that they went defense after how defensive heavy they went in last year's draft. Almost all their picks last year were on the defensive side, and you can just tell that that Matt Rule is just built. He's just trying to build a defense that will be able to guard anybody in the South.
Right, and also remember though that they did trade for Sam Darnold.
Correct.
So they're placing a higher stock in the fact that they're going to develop Sam Darnold. That they didn't view the quarterback position as one that was a necessity, as they did before that trade. They have already upgraded their quarterback position during free agency.
You know why the Panthers made this move? Because the Falcons just took Kyle Pitts. They said, shit,
I forgot about that part.
Great point. Fantastic.
Great point.
But Mike is updating our odds on FanDuel now. He's got equal odds on Devontae Smith versus Conway Twitty Pay. And that just says that shit's starting to fall. And, man, those 4 names are still on the board. We could still get one of those 4 guys. And honestly, I know Pay's 4th on that list, in my opinion, because you can get a defensive end next year if you need to replace Brandon Graham. But there's a chance we're going to get a really good player at 12 for the Eagles.
There's a ton of good talent still on the board, guys that you've never thought were going to be there.
Exactly. And there's still quarterbacks
right
that are rated high enough to be trading up for the Mac Jones and the Justin Fields, where multiple of these guys may fall to the Eagles at 12. This is all about the Birds. This is an Eagles podcast show, but multiple of these guys, Smith, Pay, Surtain, Parsons, may fall to the Eagles at 12.
Just remember, though, if we start to hone in on a guy that we really want, we still have to get through Dallas and the Giants pick. So remember that they might pick out of they're just going to pick out of spite.
Well, here
Terry
it is.
did it last year.
Here it is.
Just like they did last year, right?
Well, this is your shot right here. If you don't make this trade here, you're not going to get Surtain. If you don't trade up to Denver now, because then you got the Giants, and you got Dallas, and then us. So if the Eagles want Surtain, they need to make a deal right now.
So really,
because if not, Surtain is going to end up in Dallas.
What's that?
Because if not, Surtain is getting picked by Dallas at 10.
You trade up now, because if you trade up now and they fall down, and who is it? It's Denver falls back to 12. They can still get their quarterback of the future at 12 at this point.
I think
so. It's a great point. It's a great matchup for the two of them to make a deal. It's only probably going to cost you, in my opinion, your 70th pick to move up to the spot.
You know what scares me going forward? If Denver doesn't take Fields here, we got the Washington football team sitting in the late teens. I do not want Justin Fields in Washington.
It's a great comment.
Yeah.
And I agree with you.
But do you think that they would take him? I mean, they do need a quarterback. We know that. They do need a quarterback. But do you think that they want, to spend their first round pick with that, considering they have Fitzpatrick, considering they just signed Taylor Heineke to whatever they signed him for? Do they spend a first round pick on a quarterback?
Absolutely. Taylor Heineke ain't no quarterback of the future.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying on a first round pick.
This is a great comment right here from Mr. MCants09.
Matty,
we love him. And I'm saying his Twitter name here for everybody. This is the first pick, pretty much the entire draft, that is going almost to the last second. It's because Denver is trying to maximize value from some team right now.
They're showing Mac Jones sitting in the war room. Any chance that Mac Jones becomes Drew Lock's backup and Teddy Bridgewater's backup?
Mac Jones becomes the starter over Drew Lock.
And Bridgewater.
Bridgewater
right now is the starting quarterback in Denver.
Drew Lock's the starting quarterback in Denver.
If I'm sitting,
it's my Teddy Bridgewater hate coming through there.
If I'm sitting here with the Broncos, and if I'm making the pick, I mean, I personally go Micah Parsons. I feel like you replace. I think he's more of like a 3-4 end than he is a linebacker, like an inside guy. I think he could replace a Von Miller type guy.
First off, let me just say I'm on a slight delay. That video of Mac Jones with his tie off to the side sitting on the couch, I do not want him as my NFL quarterback and franchise quarterback, because that was like somebody at my private, I went to a private high school, Devon Prep. I was miserable wearing that tie and that sports coat every day to school. That's what I just got from Mac Jones. So I don't want Mac Jones anymore, period.
But like I look at him and I go, who told this man to go to the draft like he was going to be a first-round pick? Because he shouldn't be. We've been saying this over and over again, the overhyping of quarterbacks. He, up until a couple of weeks ago, was not a first-round pick. So is he going to drop all the way and pull a Geno Smith routine and just sit there endlessly?
You know where he's going to go? Patriots.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
The Patriots, let's just all agree on this one comment here. The Patriots are set up to get whatever the hell they want with their pick.
Yep, somehow. Yep.
Quarterback or whatever.
Look at this fucking guy. Oh, sorry.
It's fine. We're just you said that, and then Booger comes on the screen, so it all matched up. All right.
His way up. They are another team that also many speculated might be in the quarterback market themselves.
Oh, mama!
Trade the pick to someone who wants
a real big moment here for the Eagles.
Yeah, it's a real big moment.
He's the first guy that's gotten out of his chair, which means he might not be the pick, and he might have to come back 5 minutes later.
Wow.
Damn it.
59th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft. The Denver Broncos select Pat Surtain Jr., defensive back, Alabama.
That is big.
I just punched my desk in the drawer here.
First off,
I might be
that suit
bleeding out of my hand in a few minutes here. I won't
The
lie.
suit is phenomenal, by the way.
What's
His
that?
suit is
Quality
great.
suit.
Yeah.
That's a quality
Beautiful
suit.
But let's talk about this. You want to talk about changing the draft? You want to talk about the Eagles? I've been saying for months now the Eagles aren't staying at 12. At this point, there's almost no reason to.
Yep.
Neither of the big corners are available. Dallas isn't going to take a wide receiver, but the Giants could. I feel like that kind of been the nail in the coffin that sends the Eagles back in the draft.
I'm going to throw it completely random out of left field. It's like way out there. My man, old man Al, my dog, he's throwing in what's going to happen. It's a completely random thought. Aaron Rodgers to the Eagles for the 12th pick and a bunch of other stuff.
Not going to happen.
Get out.
Al, it's not going to happen, buddy.
No.
Sorry.
Hey,
Sorry, I told
I
you it's
got
not
one.
going to happen. It's not going to work. Sorry.
Listen. He's an old man. You got to take it easy on him.
Al is an old man. Aaron Rodgers is an old man.
True.
I'm just trying to throw some random shit out there.
think I know.
See if it sticks.
I think I got it.
What do you got?
So, well, I think there was a report earlier that said that don't be surprised if the Eagles take a player that no one's really been mentioning the Eagles taking.
Oh, God.
And the more I'm looking
Here
at
we
this
go with the
draft,
Conway
the
Twitty
way
pick.
it's No, it's not. I think that the Eagles might be taking Micah Parsons.
Please. Hold on.
That'd be
Hold on.
fantastic.
For
Do
a
that.
second. I've said
Do
it on
that.
Twitter as a random thing. It didn't get a lot of traction. If the Eagles take Micah Parsons at 12, if you follow me on Twitter,
Yes.
at Fear to Knowledge, I will randomly select one of my followers and buy them a Micah Parsons jersey, Eagles jersey. I want Micah Parsons so bad. I'll buy two, one for me and one for one of my followers. But you got to follow me.
I follow you.
I'm picking now.
But you're
I was
part of
gonna
say-
our team, so you're not you don't count, you know?
Okay.
Listen, we're not going to get that chance. Dallas is going to take Parsons here.
Absolutely. With Sean Lee retiring.
Because Sean Lee retired, Vander Esch is always hurt. They have a stud offense. They were always going to go defense. Both the top corners are gone. I would be shocked if they do not take Micah Parsons right now.
The
Plus,
Cowboys
Jerry-
will either take Micah Parsons
I
or
think it'd be-
trade back.
I think
I'd
they're
be really
later here.
surprised if he gets past either Dallas or the Giants. He's probably going to go.
It's a shame. It's a shame that Micah Parsons has fallen to this part of the draft. In my opinion, I said it when we first went on the air before a couple of you guys were on the show, that Micah Parsons is one of the top 3 picks in this draft when we look back 5 years from now. Bookmark it, people. All you Twitter trolls
agree,
that
Phil.
want to call out people for what their mistakes. Bookmark it. I'm saying Micah Parsons is one of the top 3 players from this draft.
But
No
two
doubt
things
about
about that. Number one, we know that in Philadelphia we don't value defense, and we're starting to see that, and we're starting to see in the NFL that value is also decreased. Second thing is Adam Schefter just tweeted out that Dallas is likely to trade out of number 10.
Yeah.
So we might see our first trade right here.
Yeah.
Quarterback.
We said we all think there's going to be multiple trades.
Great pick. Wait. Trade.
Trade.
The trade.
Here it is.
To the Eagles.
The Eagles.
Oh,
No, they won't. Okay, hold the hell up.
Wow.
What?
He said
I'm
they're
gonna
taking
go live.
Devontae Smith if they're trading here.
The Eagles are now on the clock, boys.
Wow.
they're gonna draft the quarterback.
Holy hell, we're going here.
We're going
Put it up
quarterback.
on the screen there, Chipper.
It's nothing exciting's happening yet.
Young man, I am today.
God.
Trade
I'm
alert.
just getting a football lesson from him every day. I'm just thankful for him.
How do the Eagles and the Cowboys
I don't know.
That's Sertan.
About that approach that has
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we hear all about the Birds. This has been the draft show. The Philadelphia Eagles are on the clock at number 10. I was wrong. They traded up. And here we go.
I'm just very thankful and very humble.
You're on TV.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What's that?
All right,
Wide
so
receiver.
terrific news for Patrick Surtain, but we have a trade, gentlemen.
They're showing the
as we're about
Cowboys
to
war room, and there's
run
one
throug3
The
person.
Eagles really
NFC
traded with the
East
Cowboys?
here. Dallas
All right, we
and
didn't
the
give up the
Giants
second
and
round
the
pick. We're
Eagles,
good.
but we've had a trade within the division.
We gave up a third.
The Eagles have
The
traded
draft
up
of
2 spots.
Yep.
To 10. The Eagles and Cowboys
I'm
have
okay with
traded.
that.
Don't have the details on the trade yet. We'll get them for you.
Eagles are
shortly.
going
But you
receiver.
see the Eagles draft room there. They surprised everyone last year by taking
I
a
don't like
quarterback,
trading in the
Jalen
division.
Hurts,
I'll be
in the
honest.
second
While we're
Yeah.
round. At a
That-
time when
that's
they did not
unsettling.
think They needed one. They had Carson Wentz. Now here we are a year
The
later
Cowboys
now,
get number
and the Eagles
84
have given
along
off
with
every
12.
sign that they're
That's
not
from Mike
interested in
Garofalo.
that
That value-wise, it's not bad.
Excuse me, around Jalen
What did we give
Yeah,
up?
no, that's
and now
fine.
they trade up to
And
10.
you've
Who
still
do you
added
believe they're
that
coming
first
up to
round
get?
pick from-
I'm looking at
for next year,
Devontae
so
Smith.
I'm-
Just because of the Giants
I'm okay
in the
with that.
division.
What
figured,
did we
boy,
give
that
up?
would be a nice addition for
84
Cowboys.
and then 12.
With Kenny Galladay.
So
Of the
there's
Eagles, I went
second,
down from
third
6
round
to
pick.
12.
I think
Yeah,
we're
that's
going to
good.
get
Now,
wide
now,
receiver
with
guy.
entirely of getting one of the elite
It's
receivers.
either
This is what they
Smith
desperately
or
needed.
Parsons
Remember, they
here,
didn't
that's
take
it.
Justin Jefferson last year because
Devontae
Jalen
Or-
Reagor
or Justin
hasn't worked
Fields.
out great yet. Hopefully Reagor improves
Quarterback
in
factory.
year
They
two.
will not take a quarterback. I will literally leave
the
the screen for a few minutes if they take Justin Fields here.
Yeah, it will.
I gotta get
The
Devontae
entire
Smith.
session will
To me,
end.
he's
I'm
the
not
third
gonna lie.
best player in this draft.
I'm Jalen
I'm
Hurts
walking
number 1
away
fan.
if they take Justin Fields.
I am Jalen
I gotta
Hurts
pee
number 1
anyway.
fan.
Who really has
I gotta
All right,
pee
so
anyway.
listen, I'm gonna mute this for now.
A guy who is a 3-position player.
What
at the college level and the pro level, meaning he can play
What's
the
your
X,
prediction for the picks here? Who we taking?
Well, like I haven't been on Twitter, so I don't know. But
I haven't either.
if this is a trade with the Cowboys, it's either to take Devontae Smith or Michael Parsons, in my opinion.
It's one of those two.
I think it's
Yeah.
I think it's Devonta Smith because I think the Giants were going to take him, and I think we went
Yeah.
ahead to get him.
Yeah,
I think so too.
you might be right.
I think it's definitely Devonta Smith now.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to agree. At this point, moving up like that, and the Cowboys knowing that they need defense, I would be very surprised if it's not Devonta Smith.
And I'll be honest, I don't think 84 and 12 to move up to 10 is worth Devontae Smith. Am I too bold saying that, guys?
That it's not worth it?
That's not worth spending the pick to move up 2 spots for Devontae Smith because you know the Cowboys are definitely not taking Devontae Smith, and the Giants, honestly, they have some wide receiver help there. They're probably not taking Devontae Smith there either. I think
I disagree.
I think how he's being played there to move up 2 spots to take Devontae Smith.
That was the Carson Wentz throw-in pick, though. So I mean, realistically, you gave up Wentz and you gave up Wentz and moved back 4 spots for like 2 first-round picks. So if you put it that way, it looks like a pretty.
I mean, I guess that's a different way to look at it for sure. I'm not as down on Devontae Smith as other people are. I'm not down on his size like other people are. But on the flip side of the equation, 10th overall, 12th, and the 3rd pick. Okay, so we got that there. I just don't know if I think Devontae Smith would have still been there at 12 if the Cowboys are making that trade.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not crazy about it because I am just because of the physicality of the NFL. I do worry about the size. I'm
not because there's plenty of small guys in the NFL. we keep saying that there's not been a small wide receiver in the NFL that's had long-term success. But on the flip side of the equation, the NFL has changed in the last 5 to 10 years.
True,
It's
that's
changed
very
in the
true.
last 2 to 3 years.
You can't
So,
hit people. You can't hit each
You're
other.
not hitting people the way you used to.
Hey, guys.
So I don't think size is going to be the issue that it used to be.
Pick is in.
Yeah, Torrey Smith was on record today saying that the way that he can beat press coverage in college, he said it's actually harder in college than the NFL. He said the routes that this guy runs, he said we're going to be shocked. So,
I
Give us the number one receiver.
I'm okay with that.
This is taking forever. This is torture.
I know. What's taking so long? I'm trying to wait for this pick to be announced live on the air here. And
He's talking
I
to
can't
some
handle
old
this
lady.
pressure and nerves.
All right, here we go.
Howie, or Howie, Roger, same guy basically.
The Eagles were at 6, then at 12. Now they're at 10, and a trade with their arch rival.
No, right now in
Dallas
Philly,
Cowboys.
if
the
this is in
Eagle
Philly,
fan
it's
is
getting
out of
booed.
the honorary chair. Roger Goodell's getting set to announce the pick.
I can't tell. Is that an 18 he's wearing? I can't tell whose jersey that person's wearing.
It's 18.
The NFC East.
I got big eyes. I can't see that.
Is the Eagles wanted to move up
Yeah.
tonight.
There it is.
It's Devontae Smith, guys. I'm just telling you. It's got to be
It
Devontae
is.
Smith if they're moving up.
The Dallas Cowboys have traded
Without
the
reading
10th pick to
spoilers,
the
it's
Philadelphia
Devontae Smith.
Eagles. With the 10th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select Devontae Smith.
There it is.
Wide receiver,
Listen, it's somebody.
Alabama.
There it is.
Hey, guys.
Don't overthink it. Do
I
not
know
overthink it.
Jason is on here. He's a Detroit guy. But this is a Philadelphia Eagles podcast and the Philadelphia Eagles network. I'm okay with Devontae Smith, part of the Eagles right now. I don't know about you guys. You all talk about it, but I'm very happy right now that he's part of the Eagles.
He's a weapon
you know
that
what?
you need to have. At some point, you're going to have to add that weapon. So,
I'm
and
thrilled.
feel like
I think if you, I think you just got Jalen Hurts, a weapon.
Yeah.
Hold on,
I agree.
hold on. You got Jalen Hurts, a weapon that's also a friend and somebody that, he has a reputation with as well.
Right.
Agree.
There's so the same way that they got Jamar Chase in
Cincy.
Did you forget
Thank
where he
you, in
went
Cincinnati
already?
Yeah. Listen, I'm so
It's
focused
the
on this
longest
pick.
podcast, Chip, that you've ever been a part of.
We're good.
an
We're
hour
good.
and 40
The same way
minutes
they got Jamar Chase for, and the Giants just traded. Chicago is trading up. Bears are taking the pick at 11.
That means
there's Parsons.
Justin Fields is going to the Bears.
Thank you.
I think we got some quarterbacks about to get pulled.
Multiple quarterbacks about to get pulled.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, look, you needed to give him weapons. You had to give Jalen Hurts weapons. So let's start off with
Jax.
They didn't.
Philip.
Exactly. They didn't draft a
Jax
quarterback.
right there.
Let's start with that.
Thank God. Thank God it wasn't a quarterback.
I love you, Jax.
Nick Sirianni in the tightest shirt known to mankind.
Sorry,
You know what I
dude.
mean? Like it wasn't a quarterback. That's important.
I feel like it wasn't a reach either.
We know his
It wasn't-
name.
It wasn't them taking. Thank God it wasn't them taking Quiddy Pay at 12.
It wasn't Conway Twitty.
It wasn't. Yeah. I'm not going to take any credit for any of that country music. But
Hey, guys.
No. But it's not a reach. Like I'm just glad it's not a reach and it's not a quarterback. And it's a guy that you can start to add to your offensive weapons and hopefully push some of the garbage that's already on the field off the field.
Yeah. Now, does this take J.J. Arcega-Whiteside?
Great point. Garbage off the field to put it on the field. I love that comment right there.
So the return, the Giants get next year's 1 and 5 this year and 4 next year.
Yeah, that's a quarterback haul.
So they got a haul, and they're about to
well.
get a quarterback.
It has to be Justin Fields.
Justin
Who they trade with though?
The Bears.
Bears.
Oh, sorry. I missed it. I'm sorry. I'm tweeting. I'm doing a bunch of different things right now. I didn't hear that.
Move up 9 spots for all that. It's definitely a quarterback.
Now,
It's got to be Fields here.
Right. Now, let me be very clear here. Because we know in Philadelphia we like to do certain dumbass things. Like, we drafted Devonta Smith. Therefore, we're winning the division this year. We are not winning the division this year because our defense, and so depending on what happens over the next couple of days, our defense still is not good enough to win this division.
No, you
So
still,
let's
you
just,
still have to
this is a
add-
great pick.
Yeah.
This is a great pick, but it is not solve the team.
No, you can add, you can add Asante Samuel Jr. in the second round. You can add a guy on the outside that
Newsome.
could be. Let's be honest. These first 3 picks have to be day 1 starters.
Are you guys watching the shot of
Devontae Smith is a day 1 starter.
Mac Jones looking depressed?
No.
Justin Fields just hurried into his
I
living
was
room.
gonna say,
Yeah.
the living room of Justin Fields just filled up super fast.
Yeah, and the pick's in now.
Is this the living room you're referring to?
Yeah, they sprint in here.
Yeah,
They're
watch
all-
it.
they're all-
I
they're all
love
gonna
that.
come running in.
Can we screenshot that, guys? I love it.
They all come in a second here. They all come.
Oh, here they come. Here they
And the
come.
Chicago Bears take a water bottle.
Chicago
Those
Bears-
your peanuts? Those are some nice peanuts.
The Chicago Bears have went with Mitchell Trubisky, the running quarterback. Now they're going to go with Mac Jones, the non-running quarterback.
No, they had to go with Justin Fields, who had to run into his living room.
Oh, jeez.
You would think someone's watching like the streams and didn't want to, publish that, but guess not.
You would think.
Yeah. What do I know? I'm like 5 years deep.
Listen, again, we are the All About the Birds network. I know that we were expecting, 12, maybe later, but look, the Eagles made a good pick here. They made a solid pick. They made the right pick for where they were positioned. I have no objections to this pick. I just hope he can stay healthy. The other thing worth talking about is we have heard Nick Sirianni talk about wide receiver play, wide receiver play, wide receiver play. Is anybody really surprised that with his first pick as head coach of the Eagles, he grabbed his position of choice?
Not surprised at all.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all either. I'm just curious, is this the last first-round pick for the Eagles?
I don't think so.
You think they're going to go up and get another one?
I can't tell with the little mini faces on the left screen here who said that, but
That's Mike. I think the fact that you go up and get a receiver there with the huge need at corner still, and there's some like Newsome and guys like that in the back end of the first, you can move up and get one of them.
yeah, I agree with that. It was a great comment. I don't think the first round is done for the Eagles at all.
All right, who's this guy mummer strutting up to the screen?
The moment that fans in Chicago have been waiting impatiently for. The commissioner.
Oh, he's just got.
his way to the stage. There will be a special presentation, and then he will announce.
I got to say, what does Roger Goodell feel when he walks into the stage with all this booing?
He loves it.
He loves
Through
it.
this year's draftathon, the NFL is supporting our nation's path to
I hope it's
recovery
just a
from
Beatles for Mac
COVID-19
Jones, guys.
by focusing on the critical issues of mental health, food insecurity, health disparities, and the digital divide. Throughout the pandemic,
He's got a lot of
health
cards in his
disparities
hand.
widen communities of color.
It's a lot.
There's
He's got
communities
so you'll be listening to
older
this a lot.
and rural Americans. We're joining forces with the CDC Foundation as part of a draftathon to meet the basic needs like nutrition, safety, and health. Carlos Nelson, who's behind me, has been doing just that, leading the
So
Greater
look,
Auburn.
this is good and all, but I haven't even gotten the pick in yet. So even on the social media of it all,
Here we go.
It's on Twitter.
got it.
Let's
Congratulations, Carlos, and please take
Smart.
it away with the Bears selection.
All right, the Bears are picking.
So I wasn't hearing anything. I was like, what happened?
Boy, how exciting is this? With the 11th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, my Chicago Bears select Justin Fields, quarterback, Ohio State.
Allen Robinson's
No, he did not fall.
Yeah, and
He
whoever
did not
said
fall.
Allen Robinson is
Yeah.
so happy.
Allen
He's
Robinson
got
to
an
the
actual
moon.
quarterback to throw to him.
In 1920,
Andy Dalton sitting somewhere crying in his
Yep.
house right now.
So that I want to talk about real quick. That's a really good point. Andy Dalton, when he signed, was with the understanding of he is the starting quarterback. By the end of this season, he will not be.
No.
Hell, going into the season, he will not be. So does this already cause a quarterback controversy in Chicago? Because Chicago traded up 9 spots for this guy. They want him as the starter.
You're also forgetting the other quarterback in Chicago right now.
Mitch
Foles.
Trubisky. No. I'm
Nicky
guessing.
Foles.
I know Nicky Foles.
That means Foles is 100% on the move. You're not going to invest all this money in the quarterback position.
That's
for
a lot of money.
to ride the bench. You're going to invest all this money for these 2 guys to ride the bench when you have Justin Fields playing on a rookie contract. You don't trade 9 picks for Justin Fields to ride the bench for the first 4 years. You bring him in as a day one starter. So watch the next couple of days for Nick Foles' name to be on the move.
Yep.
But to where? Because he only has success in Philadelphia. So where is he going to go besides here that will start a quarterback controversy?
What other place, breeds good quarterbacks and then they leave and they all of a sudden do bad? Bill Belichick.
You see Nicky Foles, the destroyer of New England, going to New England?
What a story that would be, though.
Oh,
That
God.
would be a crazy story right there.
I don't know if I would hate that for him or not. The Nick Foles redemption tour.
I mean, but look at quarterbacks like throughout the time in New England. Jimmy G
Mm-hmm.
got a first round pick for someone that probably isn't worth the 5th round.
No.
Jacoby Brissett. Matt Castle was only relevant because he's played a full year in New England. Was barely a backup quarterback. Bill Belichick loves those weird quarterbacks. Nick Foles is one of those weird quarterbacks. Could be a sneaky quarterback to be on the move to New England.
Yeah, look, I'm excited for Justin Fields that he didn't continue to drop. And now, as long as he doesn't say anything stupid like, I'm going to prove everybody wrong, much like a certain Washington football team former quarterback who then proved absolutely nobody wrong. He just needs to kind of go in there and just play and just win and do what he does.
So here's a question. As everybody keeps following, and the Eagles took, DeMonte Smith, Justin Fields went at 11. How far are some of these other top-tier players going to fall because of the quarterback run, because of the wide receiver run, whatever?
Well, who's left as far as quarterbacks that is really
Jones.
a top tier?
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones is not a top tier quarterback. He's sitting in the room,
No,
But
he's sad that he's
teams
there.
are viewing him as one.
He's
So-
viewed as one.
Right.
And that's-
So the question, looking at the teams that are still here, Dallas, right? Dallas does not need a quarterback.
No. The
Chargers do not need a quarterback. Minnesota
no.
does not need a quarterback. So the Patriots don't have to do a damn thing.
No, the Patriots are
And just
literally
wait at
gonna sit
15 to
there
get their
and take
pick.
Whoever they want.
The Patriots don't have to do a damn thing. The Cowboys are picking now. They're going to take Parsons. What's that?
I'm still not convinced New England's taking a quarterback.
Well, they did just re-sign Cam Newton to continue to play quarterback here.
Is Cam came into last year super late in the game. He was signed in end of July, mid-July, whatever it was. Very late for a free agent player. You're kind of thrown in. You don't have much time. And then you add in, just the circumstances last season was COVID. He got COVID. It's not a normal season. No preseason. Training camp was all weird. They might want to invest in him one more year and go all in on him.
Well, they did.
They changed the offense for him as well. They went from that Brady scheme, dumping the ball down underneath, to the quarterback's a runner now. I mean, How many times you want to change a scheme? They seem to like that scheme too. So
what they're showing right now on the screen again. So we're back on the Cowboys for a second here. Worst points allowed in franchise history, second worst in the NFL in rushing yards per game, 30th in the NFL in rushing yards per carry. Is there any doubt that Micah Parsons is about to be a Cowboy? Any doubt in my mind at all? No.
There shouldn't be. But
there shouldn't be. Stupid. Yes. Again, I agree. I keep saying Micah Parsons is one of the top 3 picks in this draft.
I hope it's not Micah Parsons. Let's put it that way.
He's about to be a Cowboy.
I hope not.
Here comes Roger Goodell.
What is happening on the screen?
Someone is joining him.
Hey, Jeff. Jeff just joined the team. Is that like a Biss there?
And here we go. A special presentation.
So, Jeff, what were you going to say?
There.
I wonder if that's I have no idea who the hell that dude is.
So they're talking about the draft thing again. So, Jeff, now that you're joining us, thoughts on the first 11 picks of the draft? Any big shockers to you? How do you feel about the Eagles pick?
No, we don't want to hear it. We want to hear what Roger Goodell's got to say.
He's talking about the draftathon. We're good for now.
No. You want to hear what Cowboys say here.
Real quick, shocked that Sewell dropped that far. The Lions got a steal with getting Sewell as an offensive lineman, left tackle of the future. And let's go. I'll say Devontae Smith. I know some people are high on him, but the dude's going to ball out for our football team. He's a Heisman Trophy winner for a reason. I would say, was it Parsons?
It's Parsons.
It's about to be.
I hate that.
Here we go.
I hate it.
That I have to hate him now.
He asked
for it.
I can't
So
even
bad.
listen to that.
He asked for it. He asked for it.
It was the 12th pick in the 2021 the NFL draft. The Dallas Cowboys select Michael Parsons.
God damn it. I mean, it means I don't have to give away a free jersey to one of my followers. But God damn it, Micah Parsons, I have to freaking play against him twice a year now. I'm so freaking pissed off.
I hope with the next pick, the Eagles better go offensive lineman now. The biggest offensive lineman they can find.
But
the Eagles better get Jabril Cox with the 70th or 84th, the 70th pick now, because they got rid of the 84th, obviously. But yeah, that's bad for the Eagles, right there, in my opinion.
All right, boys, I got to head out. I got to head to another
Have
show.
a good night, fellas. I'm going to head
I
out.
can't stand listening to Parsons
having
and
me
Cowboy
on.
jersey right now.
Yeah, it's going to hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah, you all suck. I'm pissed now. Y'all gotta leave when the Cowboys make a pick that I like. I'm against. I'm so pissed.
All right, get you later, guys.
Fellas, thanks for having me on. I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
So again, this has been all about the Birds. I mean, I'd like to go until about the 15th pick, halfway through the first round, and then if magic happens, we can always pop back on. But Jeff, so talk a little bit more about the Devonta Smith pick.
Look, the dude was a Heisman Trophy winner for a reason, and he's been one of the most productive wide receivers in all of college football over the past few years. So the fact that the Eagles are able to get a playmaker for our offense, because what was the one big thing that we complained about last year was the inexperience and the inconsistency from our wide receiving core and the way they could not develop. And I feel Devontae Smith coming here day one, he's automatically an upgrade, and he's a guy that come in day one, and I feel Nick Sirianni's going to find some magical ways to move him around the field and make a playmaker and make him ball out next season. I know everyone wants to complain, well, who's going to be throwing the football with Jalen Hurts or whoever. Let's not worry about that right now. Jalen Hurts might only be a short-term answer if we get a franchise quarterback with a playmaker like Devontae Smith, and I feel his talents are going to be able to, what's the word I'm looking for? Basically, push the rest of that wide receiving core. Because now these guys are going to be fighting for jobs. We have a lot of young talent. We have Quez Watkins. We have Hightower. JJ Arcega-Whiteside. Who knows if he makes the team now? So he's going to be fighting for a position. So I feel competition and getting a wide receiver like Devontae Smith is going to bring the best out in everyone. And he honestly had, in a lot of people's draft boards, yeah, he might have fell to 10, but he was top 5 best player available on Mel Kiper, Todd McShay, Daniel Jeremiah. He was definitely a guy that probably shouldn't have been there at 10, but based off positions teams need and the way the draft fell. And the smart thing is, we want to criticize Howie Roseman for what he's done in the past. Okay, rightfully so, but let's move forward. Right now, first day of the draft, Howie has done his job. He looks like a genius. The fact that Pitts and Chase both were not there at 6 for us trading back. So obviously he got some good information. And then he let the draft fall a little bit and pan out the way it is. Now, the thing is, would they still trade up if Surtain was there or Horn? Who knows? But the fact he let it play out. They traded up a couple of picks, only gave up one of their extra 3rd-round picks, and get a playmaker for the future. I feel that's going to be a stud for our offense.
I mean, all I can say is well said. I mean, that's pretty much. I mean, it summed it all up right there, guys.
Jeff, that was an awesome analysis. I couldn't. I can't disagree. You're 100% on point.
But.
Hey, I'm really upset by Michael Parsons and the Cowboys.
Dive into Devontae Smith and him now, because is he our number 1 wide receiver? We took him at 12.
Yeah.
So all right, it's to me.
I mean, did we really get great value there trading up for him?
So to me, this whole phrase "number 1 receiver" thing is the exact same shenanigans of a ace of a pitching staff. And I know Jason's on here with us. A number 1 receiver
here we go.
in theory is the 6'6" guy that can go up and catch everything, right? That's not Devonta Smith. What he is, though, is the number 1 option, no matter where you line him up. And that is true.
I want to add to that too. He's one of them guys you can line up in different spots, right? He's not just a slot guy. He's not an outside guy. He can do it all, and I like that out of him.
Hey, Chip.
What's up?
Did you ever hear the name Marvin Harrison?
I did.
Okay.
Who's that?
Wide receiver 1, and he was small. So
right, but again, you didn't line him up all the time on the outside and have him running fly routes and out jumping safeties. You moved him all around the field,
which Devonta Smith can do.
Agreed. I'm saying I don't want people to do the whole, number 1 receiver is the TO body type.
No,
the number 1 receiver is the number 1 option. Devonta Smith is that.
Oh, so you're in agreement with me then? Okay.
Yes, I just want to make sure, again, there is a difference between the number 1 receiver and the number 1 option. There is a difference. Right now, the closest body type we have to a number 1 receiver is J.J. Arcega-Whiteside and Travis Fulgham.
Travis Fulgham, yeah. I think J.J. Arcega-Whiteside.
Oh, God. He can be tight end 4.
I think he's on his way out.
I think this may have been coffin for him.
And Whiteside's on his way out. Fulgham has not done anything that deserves.
He was a flash in the pan.
And once defense has figured out what the Eagles are doing with him and their scheme, he got shut down. So
I think it was also due to the fact that Doug Peterson didn't change any damn thing.
That too. Well,
he didn't change
reps.
any damn thing. Right. The closest to the number 1 receiver type was Alshon.
So I agree with you 100%, but I do believe that getting Devonta Smith now is also going to help improve Rager. Rager's going to take a step up and step forward next year. You're going to see a lot more open field with this Sirianni offense, and I think what he did with the Colts, he liked those quick passes, the slants, that kind of stuff. And I think Devonta Smith and Rager are the perfect complements to each other for that.
Right, which is great. My concern is that we still don't have anybody that can go up and catch the Hail Mary at the highest point and bring it down.
I think Smith can.
We still don't have that.
I think Smith can, though.
Not if he's knocked off the ball because he's 160 pounds. He's Todd Pinkston in size.
I mean, the corners, and there's not many big corners in the NFL either. I mean, you gotta look against the guys in the NFC East he's going to be going against. I don't know.
Well, that, and how often do you really need to throw a fade round to the corner of the end zone? And I'll say, typically, we had a big guy like that. We had Alshon, and Alshon could never freaking bring it down either. So, and once again, we have to have an accurate quarterback. Which I'm not trying to slight Jalen Hurts, but you still have to have a quarterback that can put that ball in the position for your big receiver to come down. Which Sirianni's going to find ways. Like we keep on hearing, he's a teacher of the game, and he seems like a football-minded genius. And with the offensive side of the football, he's going to find ways to show his player or play to his players' strengths and build that game plan by his players' strengths and the opposing and going up against opposing defenses. So look. Is Devontae Smith going to be a bust? We don't know yet. It's going to take some time. It's going to be a Heisman or a Hall of Famer. We don't know yet. He just got drafted, but just from the looks of the tape, we know what type of receiver he was in college. He's the one thing I'm positive or I'm happy about getting him is that some of these receivers we got in the past or some of the receivers that get drafted in the first round, we don't know what type of player they are in big game moments, and we know what Devontae Smith can do after what he was able to do in that national championship game. He comes up big in big time moments.
And what we know, knowing that he can be a possession receiver, because you saw that in that national championship game. He can be a possession receiver, but his speed will open up the outside for Rager. It will open up, Hightower if he can learn to track a ball. It will open up Quez Watkins if he can get on the field. Like, it will open up things. And that's what the number one threat to me is. Do you have a guy that can make the double coverage, the safety drift over, so that the guys underneath and on the other side of the field are now open? And you got to give him weapons.
And let's not forget, it's going to help Goddard too, who last year was, kind of banged up. I mean, don't forget, Goddard was hurt, I believe, like 3 or 4 games last year. So let's have. The
Los Angeles Chargers select
pick is in
Rashawn Slater Jr.
No surprise there.
Nope.
The Chargers needed somebody to protect Justin Herbert.
For the first Northwestern player to be drafted in round 1 since 2000.
Let's not forget about the Eagles too. We're gonna be a run first team. We got a running quarterback. We got a running mind. Like, he wants to run the ball. Sirianni wants to run the ball.
I don't know if we're going to be a run-first team per se. I'm not going to say we're not going to run the football, but Sirianni, the one thing he keeps on talking on his press conferences, he does not want to be predictable. He's going to change his offensive philosophy week in and week out based off his opposing defense's weaknesses. I'll say you saw Phillip Rivers at his age still put up, 4,000 yards almost or something like that. So they were still able to be a passing football team with Sirianni as their offensive coordinator, but you also saw them excel in the run game with Marlon Mack and Hines. So I feel we're going to be a more well-balanced offense than what a lot of people give us credit for. A lot of people felt that we were going to be a run-first offense based off that we had no playmakers. But the fact that we have Devontae Smith as our number one wide receiver, I feel that changes the dynamic of our offense a bit.
What I mean by we're going to be a run-first team, I think our pass game is going to complement our run game, right? But like, we're going to be a lot of play action type stuff. Get Jalen Hurts on the move. That's what
Quick
he does.
Screens, yeah. You're going to see a situation where, so one of the big things I always look at post game is, the pass to run ratio, but I feel like you're going to have to take a step back from that because there are going to be so many passing run plays where they throw the ball, along the line of scrimmage for that quick screen. And that counts as a pass in the stat book. But in reality, it gets the ball into your playmaker's hands. I think if that's the focal point of the offense, getting the ball into your playmaker's hands and quickly so that they can make open moves, you're going to see success this season on the offensive side of the ball.
Agreed.
So we just saw Rashawn Slater go to the Chargers. Zero surprise there. Ian Rappaport just tweeted out as the Vikings are on the clock that they are looking to trade the number 14 pick. So this could be with New England picking at 15. This could be the move to
get the quarterback.
to get the quarterback before Belichick.
The Jets just traded for the pick.
The Jets traded up to 14, so it will not be a quarterback.
Or will it?
ESPN stream these to get freaking on tap because I'm like 2 minutes behind you people.
No, we're behind. We're behind too. We're getting the tweets.
I got it on my
The
TV.
Vikings are still 2 minutes away on my part.
Yeah, 2 minutes exactly.
The Jets. Who are they getting here?
Yeah, the Jets just took Wilson. So who would they take?
A running back.
Trade up for one though.
I don't see any running back going this high.
Najee?
No.
Najee's probably going late.
Is this where Conway Twitty goes?
Either that or a lineman to protect Justin Fields. Not Justin Fields, Zach Wilson.
Could be a lineman.
Elijah Vera Tucker.
Could be Tucker.
He's still available.
There was reports
it could
before.
be Tucker.
There was
It could
reports
be a
before
bunch
the
of different
draft.
players here.
Reports before the draft, the teams were looking to trade up to the top 10 for him.
It's true.
Yeah, he climbed very quickly on a lot of people's draft boards. I'm actually surprised. Like I know the way that the draft shaped up, but I'm actually surprised that he's still available at 14.
Agreed.
Yeah, and they're not drafting a quarterback, which means for New England, fucking Belichick just had to stand pat, and he's probably going to get his quarterback with Mac Jones.
How is Mac Jones his quarterback? Oh my God. I am not high on Mac Jones.
I'm not high on Mac Jones, but
he was throwing to Waddle. He was throwing to Devonta Smith. Like he was throwing to absolute monsters.
But Mac Jones is basically a clone of Tom Brady in the sense.
Yeah.
You know, it really doesn't see it to the average
Pro
fan.
style quarterback, yeah.
Yeah, he's a pro style quarterback.
Pick is in.
All right, let's get this thing up on the screen.
Yeah, put it up on the screen so I don't have to watch on the side screen 30 seconds behind.
They've moved up to number 14. Who did they come get? We will find
They took
out.
Mac Jones here.
They're going to a commercial, of course. So
Rose home team headquarters.
Mac Jones is going to the Jets, right?
yeah, they're going to have their own quarterback controversy. They're going to have the pick at 2
It's the new
and 14.
factory.
The
You know?
quarterback factory, too.
Drew Brees is the new quarterback of the Jets.
So the question is, what number does Devontae Smith wear?
Single digit.
I think
Six is available, right?
Yeah, I think it is.
Well, that's
Yeah,
all.
go six.
Whoever the dude is on the screen with Drew Brees, it looks like Markelle Fultz, just so you know, guys.
That's
That
Justin
does.
Fields.
Yeah, but it looks like Markelle Fultz.
Right, well, all right.
Hey, I'm a Markelle Fultz guy.
Don't
I was
put
a
that
Markelle
evil on.
Fultz stan before I was on Twitter.
Don't
Just
put that evil
FYI.
on him.
Just so you know, guys. I'm a Markelle Fultz guy.
Yeah, so, I mean, as we get through this, I mean, I want to stay on through about the 15th pick and see just what the Patriots do.
Yeah, I'm tapped out, guys. I had a long day at work. So.
Hey, Phil.
Yo.
Hey, Phil. I'm happy
Yo.
for your buddy, Jay. I mean, the Lions, they've been bad for so long. It's good to see them.
They're still going to be bad.
I'm gonna be bad for at least the next year or two.
Yeah.
That's a good thing about that pick. You could still be bad and still have a great player. Get a good pick next year.
But fucking Jared Goff, I'm sorry, he's not going to be that much of a upgrade. If not, he's going to be less of an upgrade than Matthew Stafford. And now he lost Galladay, Marvin Jones. Who the hell? Yeah, you're going to protect the quarterback, but who the fuck's he throwing the ball to?
Jeff, I want to point out, Jeff, we run a clean program on the draft show.
10:08.
It's after 10 o'clock. Drop F-bombs all he want. The FCC can't do anything about that.
We have run a quick, quiet, polite draft show, sir.
Well, I'm on now. That goes all out the window. Luckily, I'm not so years.
So my buddy Johnny Higgins, he wanted Justin Fields real bad. And he was right there. Johnny, if they had picked a quarterback, the show would have ended very quickly. This show would have ended very quickly because we would have all had to get our torches and our knives to go storm the link and our pitchforks to go, burn down the quarterback factory.
Wait, Johnny wanted Fields?
Johnny Higgins, my buddy Johnny Higgins.
Damn. So the Jets, whoever they're about to draft, they must have really wanted bad because the compensation they gave up, they went from 23 to 14. They gave up their first round pick, a second round pick, and a third round pick for the 14th overall, and then 143.
Wow. That's a huge haul.
Yeah.
For whoever it turns out to be.
It's got to be a lineman, right? I mean,
I don't know if you give all that up for a lineman.
I think it's Vera Tucker.
Yeah, I agree with that, Jeff. It's Tucker probably.
That's the only guy I could think of. I mean, they drafted a tackle last year.
Yeah. And yes, Ryan, I am glad that the Titans didn't end up taking the trade from the Eagles. Absolutely. Because that would have been for Mariota all those years ago because we'd still be recovering from that. We wouldn't have a Super Bowl ring. Because
Do the deal.
I was there. I actually went to that draft party that night. And everybody around me was so disappointed. I'm like, "Are you like, you are all delusional? The haul that would be required to go get Mariota. Stop it. Stop it."
Hey, I was all on board. I was on board to do the deal. I was on board for the Gus bus. I made a lot of bad decisions back in the day.
You're a sheep, Phil.
Sheep? I ain't no sheep. Yeah.
Go with the trend.
I love Gus Bradley. I'm a defensive guy. I love defense.
All right, so the Jets traded up. What was it from 23 to 14?
23 to 14. Sorry, they gave up 2 third-round picks. 66 was the third round, but still
and
high.
They take
with the 14th pick in the 2021
Conway Twitty.
NFL Draft.
Nope.
The New York Jets select Elijah Vera Tucker.
Yep.
Guard.
You're right.
That is a
Zach Wilson.
That is a very steep. That's a very steep price for a lineman.
Well, if you think about it, the first round offensive linemen, they were pretty much all off the board. I would say Sewell's gone. Slater was gone. He was really the only one that a lot of people.
Darisaw was still up.
But I'll say, do they need a left tackle?
They just got Mekhi Becton last year.
Yeah, so they need interior lineman because here's their. I saw a tweet with their offensive lineman. Yeah, here's their new offensive lineman. They have Mekhi Becton, left guard Elijah Vera Tucker, Connor McGovern from center, right guard Alex Lewis or Greg Van Rotten, depending who wins that job, and then right tackle George Faint. So they were very slim along the offensive line, especially the interior offensive line.
So this to me is the last. And Shep and Higgins. Listen, I'm glad we didn't get quitty pay because I was convinced last night when we did our mock draft that the Eagles were going to do some dumb shittery and that therefore get quitty pay.
Hey, that was your bold prediction.
It was absolutely, and I'm glad I was wrong. I am okay with being wrong. Jeff nailed it right away. He said the pick is going to be Devonta Smith.
Jeff said it.
I didn't expect him to trade up, but with the run of wide receivers, once Horn and Surtain were both off the board, the one guy that they definitely wanted was Devonta Smith. And look, Denver was willing to trade down. So,
right.
I said if you got Surtain, Horn, Devonta Smith, or Waddle, I would have been happy. So I'm thrilled to have Devonta Smith. I mean,
now the question is, since there's since the quarterback position is a little thin, at least in the first round, do some teams get antsy and do they move up or do they reach on maybe Asante Samuel Jr. or how far does Caleb Farley fall down before maybe the Eagles decide to move up for him? Because I would say the next position the Eagles definitely need to target has to be defense and cornerback, in my opinion.
Well,
agreed.
Well,
but you have a long draft to find that out.
Didn't Mike say that earlier? That possibly they could trade up here and get Newsome maybe at the end of the first?
Or Newsome could be a guy too.
They could. So listen, the pick is in for New England. They took about half the time needed. I would be blown away if
New
it's
England?
not Mac Jones here.
My computer screen still says the Jets pick is in.
They just updated it all.
Yeah.
And Roger Goodell's at the podium right now.
Yeah, it says Jets pick is in. At 14. My screen says the 14th pick.
It's 15. Here it comes.
Yeah.
Your screen's
I'm one
behind.
whole pick behind.
With food insecurity a challenge for so many Americans, we've teamed up with Feeding America as part of Draftathon to help fight hunger. Don Cox, who's behind me, a former Marine, saw a need in his community and started providing food to fellow veterans. He and his team have provided more than 5.6 million meals in 10 different states through Food for Vets. Don, thank you for your service to our country and for helping those facing food insecurity. The stage is yours to make the Patriot pick.
With the 15th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft,
Matt Jones,
the six-time world champion New
God,
England
he's an ass.
Patriots,
Six-time
select Mac Jones.
It all comes from
No, I'm out. I can't
Yep.
take it.
So biggest reach of the draft.
The sentence for him. Quarterback, Alabama.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you guys. We're gonna cut it at this point. It's been over 2 hours. It's been half of the first round, or almost half of the first round. If the Eagles trade back in, I mean, we're all going to be watching closely. But at this point, they made their pick. We have done a wonderful service. I want to thank everybody.
Grade. There's 5 of us on. Grade Devontae Smith with the trade and what we gave up to get Devontae Smith at, that pick there. I think we could have gotten him at 12, personally. So I'm gonna rate it as a B minus C plus.
What?
A plus. We could have gotten him at 12.
I don't know if you could. Yes, because look, the Giants and the Cowboys, yeah, they have offensive weapons, but Jerry Jones, just like Jeffrey Lurie, loves offense. And I would say, would the Giants ever expect the Devontae Smith to follow them? And even so, there could have been another team that would need a wide receiver heavy that could trade it up with the Giants and Giants trade down ahead of the Eagles. So, and the fact that we were at 6, we got technically a first round pick next year, and Devontae Smith with this selection. Howie did a tremendous job.
He did a good job.
I'm giving it a B plus. On the only place where I'm dinging him is because he had to trade with the Cowboys to do it.
Exactly.
Screw the Cowboys.
We gave us a pick that's probably not going to pan out for them anyway.
Screw the Cowboys.
I'm with Jeff here. I mean, I think he gave him like an A minus. You got 11 picks. You're not picking 11 guys. You use them assets. You use them assets. You go get who you want. We wanted Smith. You got him. I mean, we have a legit receiver now.
That, and look, we kept on complaining about the Eagles last year for not aggressively trying to get Justin Jefferson or Henry Ruggs or CeeDee Lamb or trading up to get one of those receivers. This year, Howie did the job. He didn't wait for them to go there, because if he goes at 9 or 10 or to a division rival, we're bitching on this program instead of praising about getting Devontae Smith.
All right.
I'm just throwing random ideas out here, guys.
Jason, how do you grade it?
I don't know how to fish, but I'm fishing for ideas and comments.
I rate the trade. I give it an A. I mean, I think I agree with Jeff, because the
overrated answer.
The bottom line is, what would have happened had another team traded up and taken Devonta Smith instead of the Eagles? So you had to get your guy. To me, I agree. I always back. I'm one of Howie Roseman's biggest critics. I mean, you've seen my stuff on Twitter. I can't stand the guy. He's a little weasel. I cannot stand him. But I have to say that this is the first time that I can actually say, as an Eagles fan, I'm actually happy with the first round pick that we took. Will I be happy 3 years from now? Maybe not if he doesn't pan out, but I give it an A.
Yeah, that's the crapshoot of the draft in general. So this has been the All About the Birds live stream draft, all the way up and through the Eagles pick. I want to thank everybody who's come on. We had so many great people popping in and out, doing great work. Just keep hanging out, man. Keep watching the draft. Stay paying attention to the website. We're going to have articles up all weekend. And then Sunday, our draft show. We're going to wrap the whole damn thing up. So make sure you check it out. Like, subscribe, share it on out. And as we end every single damn show, go Birds!
Go Birds!
Birds!
Go Birds!
Support for All About the Birds is brought to you by Manscaped, the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. They obsess over their technology developments to provide you the best tools for your grooming experience. Manscaped is trusted by over 2 million men worldwide. We have an exclusive offer for our listeners, 20% off plus free shipping with the code AATBirds at manscaped.com. Manscaped hooked us up with a bunch of tools and formulations from their Perfect Package 3.0 kit, including the Lawnmower 3.0, which comes with an LED light for a more precise shave and is waterproof to make your shower shave clean and easy. The Perfect Package also includes a deodorant for your undercarriage to prevent odors and chafing, a reviving lotion, a pair of boxers and a t-shirt, not to mention a travel bag to store all your grooming goodies. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code AATBirds at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use the code AATBirds. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. Your balls will thank you.